intended. You know nothing of what nature desires, and you must die. Desire, why am I role-playing this for you? Role-play some of this more. Come on, get out there. Be the crazy evil druid in our group, please.
I don't think druids are evil. They just unless you're a tree, they just don't give a fucking shit about anything that's not like a plant or a feral animal.
I think the only person that Zyre actually likes is Kai.
No, Zyre likes Tristforn and Graham.
That's an interesting stance. Sire, please, do more things. I want to see more of this character. Actually, now that I'm intrigued.
I've been trying to convince her to roleplay. She is shyer than I am, and that's saying something.
Yeah, but you do things.
I do dumb things.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I really want to see Zyre roleplay more because her character pretty much just exists, kind of, at this point.
I know.
Zyre. Tell you what, alcohol might be a good solution.
I don't think we're allowed to drink on stream. Are we allowed to do weed on stream?
Definitely not.
Okay, but what if we don't tell you?
It's pretty noticeable.
I don't know. You
trust me, if with me it would be fucking noticeable.
You haven't noticed when I've been drunk on stream?
Neither of you. I've done it a couple once.
A little bit
like
of drinking is okay.
Okay, good. That would have been banned like I don't know, a month ago.
I'm not saying let's go full on drunk. I'm saying let's just get that buzz going, remove a little bit of inhibitions, and just to keep get things going, so that I'm not sitting here with a silent room.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Then you're a rabbit making rabbit noise.
I believe the rabbit noise is.
Do a fox noise.
Yip yip.
You should hear the foxes in our backyard in spring.
Is that what they sound like? Am I doing it good?
I mean, they can make that noise. They make a pretty wide range of noises. But in spring, they scream.
Why?
Because that's what foxes do when they're getting frisky.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know I had to be screaming more, but okay.
Oh.
I'm
No.
a fox.
You're not frisky though. No.
I'm a bard.
Need I remind you the stream is live and they could hear you all?
I use age-appropriate language.
Quick, use every swear ever.
Is anyone actually watching right at the moment?
It doesn't matter if anyone's watching. This is going to be archived. Also, I'm pretty sure there are people watching, yes.
Oh, yes, there are.
Because I literally told people to come watch.
I chose my words very carefully. I used age-appropriate language.
Frisky bard.
You mean bard?
Yes, a
I
bard.
could go full-on nature documentary if you'd prefer.
So wait, if you call a bard frisky, is that the saying a bard?
No, that's just saying. It's basically just calling a bard.
A bard.
No.
A bard.
Just a single bard.
Oh.
There's no.
What
Well, if you were to say a bard musician, that's basically like saying bard.
What if we get two bards?
Then you have a bard and a bard.
Seagull
Bard.
bird.
A bard fighter.
What?
What do you call a bard band?
What do you call a trio of bards?
A trio of bards.
I'm pretty sure if you have more than one bard together, they're a troop.
Yeah. So, are we a troop yet?
No?
Can Moriarty teach me how to play music?
Yes?
Yes. I wish to learn the most obnoxious instrument possible.
The
Because
bagpipes.
They're
I
not
just-
obnoxious if you play them.
I just realized that Moriarty's lute in the picture has 6 tuning pegs, but only 4 strings.
Shh. I didn't make the art.
No, but you
Actually,
approved
does
it.
I approved it because it looked good for my first. I wasn't paying attention to the loot. I saw it was there, and I was like, "That's good enough."
Well, what do you normally play? A flute?
No, a loot.
What's wrong then?
Also a liar. Basically, stringed instruments are Moriarty's thing.
What about kazoo?
It's not a stringed instrument.
It could be.
It could be.
No,
You could decorate it with string,
Really
and then it'd be a
can't
stringed
be.
instrument.
that's not how that works.
Let's ask Sire. She was almost a music major. Sire.
Oh, a kazoo cannot be a stringed instrument.
Zyre still
work
needs to
like
make
that.
me music.
What?
No, I do, definitely.
I've
What?
confirmed that she's working on music. I don't know if it's your music.
No, I'm working on your music. I'm just terrible right now.
Wait, so
I was commissioned to do music. Zim, what? Where?
Oh,
I have
Zim
no
has
idea
a
what's
side
going
friend.
on with that.
What?
I have no idea what's going on with it.
Do you want me to put me over to whatever?
Zyre's working on stuff specifically for the D&D games.
Okay. I've made music specifically for the D&D games.
You've sung music, but that won't work
Yes.
when we are trying to talk.
Oh, background music.
Yeah.
That's a kind of important specification.
are we gonna get 2 songs this stream?
No, I haven't. I haven't been very good at making songs recently.
What
No,
a
that's not
terrible
true.
Hello,
bard.
Anir. Stay away from that tire D, damn it.
Isn't all tea tired? Woke tea.
And now Anir will plot your destruction with influence.
Oh no, not influence destruction. How will I ever survive? Oh wait, I can deny it at any point.
TPK, let's go.
I mean, if someone puts in an influence for that, I might allow it.
Oh.
I'll make you aware of the universe itself, Karen.
I'm gonna have Rel punish you.
What?
3 great game-breaking influences. One with each one letter. TPK.
No, yeah. If they do it like that, like they've given me so much money at that point, I can't really deny it. Hey, Cobalt the Kobold is back.
You may
Welcome.
not be able to deny it, but I can.
Yeah, that's true. Zim can still deny it too.
$40.
Remember, just
Maybe
get-
if you
just-
give me $1,000, we'll discuss it.
Remember, even if you guys do TPK
Can I
for
take
any
commission
reason,
on that?
that is not the end of this campaign by a long.
Can I get a discount coupon on that one?
Fine. 999.99.
Oh, that's such a deal. I'll take it.
Penny saved is a penny earned.
Great, you can make the donation through the channel.
Okay. Where's the donation link?
There you go.
Zim, can I have some of that money?
I really need a new computer.
Oh. Can we revive Crag? I don't want to lose him.
I
mean,
Craig 2.0.
We can't say that in front of the person that's paying to have you killed. But yes.
To be fair, all of the party could be revived at some point or another with the proper means.
I'm sorry, but I only got $300 in my paper.
Okay,
Can I
I'll
have
take that and put it towards new computer.
If we have enough of the group, pool together their funds, we're not gonna. You guys know you're all literally just paying for your own demise.
That's called unicization, isn't it?
Like, if you just want to have new characters, you can just talk to me and I can kill you off.
I have 47 cents.
But it's more fun if you, donate to make it happen.
Donate $300 to Crag's education.
Oh, it's time to start. Hey everybody, welcome. I am Raw Zim, and this is Tales of Miraleth Dungeons & Dragons. Welcome everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, I guess.
I'll turn it over now to Elliman.
No, Zaire. We're turning it over to Zaire. I'm making an executive decision here.
Okay,
Hi.
I will support this.
How you doing, Zaire?
Pretty good.
All of
You
the
wanna
focus is
give
now
them-
on...
You want to give them the recap?
All right, so last time we made it to Elra, and then you were all I forget his fucking name.
You're talking about the king?
Yeah, you guys met the king, but you left me and Crag on the ship.
Yes, his name is the Lord Regent Sir Ganford Kyton. He's a character. You also left the Cobalt Kobold on the ship. But that is where we last left off. He gave a bit of a exposition, so to speak, about everyone's current situation and a little more, hopefully, insight as to the individuals that you are looking for, as he's been tracking their bloodlines, as he very well stated. Isaac, Grant.
Yes.
Don't forget that you have a stone.
Yes, but the stone is worthless unless we're trying to find, if we're trying to find new people from a different bloodline.
Yes, but there's 6 individuals.
Can I test my own blood on
3
it?
bloodlines. Well, the stone will accept any blood, and it'll simply try to find people of the same bloodline. So you could put your own blood in it, and it would work, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're one of the individuals necessary.
Yeah, but if I'm my bloodline.
Yeah, we would follow your bloodline, assuming any of your bloodline are in, Miraleth, which is
That's a
unlikely.
good question.
Highly unlikely.
Okay. Nothing special is gonna happen if I try.
Probably not. I can't guarantee anything. But probably not.
Alright. So
I mean, let's see. So we know that we got one of the both sides of one of the 3 bloodlines.
Yes. It was
And we're pretty sure that we're gonna find if we stick with the king being the strength guy, then and we're 90% sure Ristforn's book author is one of the intelligence ones, and that would make us that would mean that we got 4 of the 6.
That's all we need, isn't it?
No.
But the real problem is that we have no fucking clue where to begin looking for the other the other 2. Well, I guess we got Fat Constitution Dragonborn.
He's
Very
big.
likely. He's a disgrace.
Which I do believe that would just leave Wisdom.
Which may or may not happen to be in the same bloodline as one of the aforementioned.
Well, we still gotta like fucking prick Mr. fucking Dragonborn's finger, because he would be in the same bloodline.
Anywho, Rishforn, Graham, Sidier,
Hello.
and Elemen, as well as Magna and Moriarty. You guys were all the ones that went to the castle. You've left some people back on the ship. Do you want to go back to the ship so that we can get the party back together again?
Yes.
Well, that was a quick answer.
Yeah, let's go.
Zim has gone AFK. According to
I gotta
plans.
step away for a moment.
All right, sounds good.
I'll be on
Well,
Discord though. I'll send you messages.
Okay, sounds good. City, are you
No.
also? Okay, there you go. So the party goes ahead. They head back. Excuse me. The Lord Regent, he sticks behind, all comfy and cozy in his massive keep. And you all reconvene on the deck of your airship. Quote unquote, your airship.
The motherfucking king sent us to our death. It's ours.
I agree, it's our ship now.
Allegedly, he allegedly sent you to your death.
Close enough, it's my ship.
Fucking warring with Elra, and he sent us on a lightly armed ship to
No.
Elra.
Well, no, he's not warring with Elra. They're currently at peace.
You say that, but the only reason why they're at peace is mostly because they can't send armies at each other.
Now, this is somewhat true, but you have to recall, Gunford literally needed to give Captain Ward a pardon because, in technicality, what he's doing is illegal. Even though Gunford completely supports it, which is why he always has a pardon ready.
See, I don't think in medieval times, I don't think a pardon goes from kingdom to kingdom. It's literally just a pardon for his actions in his own kingdom.
Yes. But those actions are still illegal to Elra. He is still a very much wanted criminal in Fortitude, but he is at least clearing his name in Elra so that, he can, walk around and live freely and, not be a criminal there as well. Because by all technicality, he is a pirate to both Elra and Fortitude. He just only robs Fortitude ships.
I would like to mention that nothing that you're saying sounds like Elra and Fortitude are not at war in some way, shape, or form.
It's a Cold War. We'll go with that.
Yes, and the king still sent us here with zero warning of this.
Well, yes, because he didn't send you here maliciously.
You say that, and yet there was no warning of fucking anything.
He didn't feel the need to warn you of anything. Because
yes,
there wasn't anything in his mind to warn you of.
Oh yes, no, he just knows that, that he probably even knows the fucking the exact pirates that they're being pardoned by Elra.
He might not.
No, he did. He did. He knew that it was gonna fucking happen. He wanted us to either kill him or die.
He might not.
He's a dickhead.
Richard Cranium thing. Anywho, you all reconvene on the main decks of the Royal Rainbow until you
Yes.
at some point rename it. I believe there was some name that was actually amicable.
Amicable.
I do believe we have to put it into a dry dock first before we can rename it.
It's docked. This in
A,
all
a
technicality,
dock is a different. Being docked is different than being in a dry dock. Although I guess technically an airship is always in a dry dock.
Yeah, I was gonna say these things don't exactly have wet docks.
Hey, can we get our airship wet?
Yes. What kind of question is that?
I don't know. The ship has sails that would be below waterline, I think.
Let me double check that back. I don't think debatable, but let me double check that. Let me get a good look at it again.
And we can call it amphibious if it can.
I mean, it can definitely.
I don't think it's amphibious because it can't travel over land very well.
It would be airphibious.
It'll be a water plane.
It's the equivalent of a seaplane.
Yeah, basically a very slow. It's a sea blimp. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this thing could, legitimately sail, and have a kind of weird balloon just floating over it as it sailed, which could cause several issues. But
no, I don't think any of its sails could be. I don't think any of its normal sails could be used in water. Because again, I'm pretty sure most of those operate below the water.
It wouldn't quite sail as it would use the same propulsion system that it has for flying, but it would basically just kind of glide on the water.
Doesn't it use the sails for propulsion?
What if I started?
Because if it's not using the sails for propulsion, then the sails serve zero purpose.
The sails serve directional purpose at the very least, because they're on the side.
I see nothing wrong. What have I started?
But, at that point, though, you have to ask why you would sail in the water instead of just over the water?
Because we want to be fancy and have the biggest boat.
Because
you aren't the biggest boat.
Because we'll be flying over the sea. The power for all of the balloon shit, like the crystal's gonna go dead, and we're gonna drop into the fucking sea, and we're gonna have to fucking sail at some point.
Well, you weren't gonna before, but now, yeah. Thank you, Graham, for this side quest adventure that you are going to now experience.
A boat.
A boat. So, you're all reconvened at the boat. Sire, what are you doing?
I'll probably be watching Crag play with his new bear toys.
Yes, Craig, you have magical little bear toys that are made of metal. And
we get a map of the boat.
Yeah, I can put that back up on stream. On the stream.
Crag is just repeatedly knocking over his bear toys to see if they'll get back.
Weevils wobble, but they don't knock down. I don't think they would. They basically have two positions, which is kind of rocking back and forth on their back because their back is kind of domed, or on their feet, which is, how they should be, and that'll let them move normally. But they either kind of move around with their legs in the air, or they're on their legs and moving. But you can't put them on their side because then they'll just kind of flop over to the backward side.
Crag looks disappointed and writes them again.
It's kind of like one of those those wind up toys that waddle walk.
Like, imagine a wind-up toy that'll waddle walk, but the top part of it is a dome, so it's either on the dome side or it's walking. Zara,
When
do you
Crag
think-
hears the others getting there, he stuffs the bears in his pouch and
Yeah.
pretends they don't.
So let me go ahead and reshare the Royal Rainbow. Oh, I accidentally clicked a token. It was thrown.
Oh darn! You know what I realized that you could have done, Crag? You could have summoned a bear on the enemy ship.
You could have. You have a staff for that.
Oops.
Where did that bear come from?
The staff of bears.
The staff of bears summons bears. It summoned an owlbear during the execution that we stopped for Delphine.
This is
That's
true.
quite the bear.
It's technically a bear, though.
The Royal Rainbow. Not very rainbowish, is it?
It isn't. It's just a name.
Crag can paint it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you paint it rainbow?
You could take the time out of your day to paint this thing. It would
Purple.
probably take like a day or two, depending on how many people were painting it.
Let's
But
get
you
everyone
could
on
do
board.
this.
Crag wants to paint it.
You also got to remember that we lost all the dog guards.
Yeah, you did lose all these dog guards aren't here. They moved up.
That's disappointing.
They were taken by Elra.
Could we make them paint?
You'd have to go find them and talk to the person in charge of them now.
They're currently being re-educated to not be complete dumbasses.
That's possible.
It is. At least from what you've gleaned from the conversation with the Lord Regent Sir Gunford Chiton, it is.
Okay. So we
We're
got a
just
party.
gonna call. Grandma's just gonna call him Cat King.
So we got our entire party back together.
Yet your entire party is now back on the deck of the Royal Rainbow. Even though
Let's
you're
go on an
captain's out.
adventure.
Graham's gonna be like, don't we still have something very important to deal with? That,
No.
like, maybe a storm wizard who needs a hand if we want Elra to be our friend.
This is true. You do have
No.
a bit of a storm wizard.
Storm Wizard who needs a hand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we,
like
let's
a literal hand.
I'm sorry, Elwyn. Do you not recall the time that your captain actually cut the hand of a person completely off?
You guys,
Uh,
you guys.
I vote we go.
You guys do remember that enemy? You guys do remember that enemy is completely unaware of this, right? He was down below on the deck.
Elwyn has no idea that.
I vote we sail to Starfall.
Oh no.
No, we also still need to still need to visit the one guy who writes the books too. Like we gotta see him before we go. Like
Well, he could be in Starfall.
he's here in Elra.
You could have moved to Starfall.
Listen, Sidier. I know how we were having a bit of a conversation before
Of what?
about, you know, you
No.
making some decisions. These are not good decisions.
They're decisions.
Sidier, I'm gonna tell you right now. Starfall, at this point in the campaign, is an over-level territory, and you're asking for a TPK at that point.
What are levels?
15 plus?
No, what are levels?
Your levels are 5.
What's a level?
A level is how the game Dungeons and Dragons quantifies your experience
on
and
a level
ability.
to apprentice to master. What are we talking here?
Journeyman to master.
Okay. Alright, let's go find a wizard then.
Like, you know, upper journeyman plus.
Graham, Graham basically would ask the king where that one guy is, and before they leave the castle and and would have started heading there.
Oh, right. That old fella. Yeah, no, he's got himself a nice little place over in one of our districts.
He is one of the people, right?
I believe so. He's done a lot of good work.
I'm only asking because you've said you've put effort into tracking the bloodlines down. So.
Oh no, yes, absolutely. I believe he's part of one of the bloodlines. I don't recall off the top, though.
Well, thank you very much. Graham goes away.
He gives a bit of a bow. Graham, are you going off alone, or are you?
Rizforn's going with
Taking
him.
anyone
He
with
wants
you?
to go meet this professor.
Yeah.
Graham is going. Whether or not other people go with him is entirely up to them.
All right,
I'm going.
gotcha. Craig and Sire, are you guys?
Do we know what's
anything?
going on?
I think so. Because
it
everyone went back
sounds
to
like-
everyone went back to the ship first, supposedly.
Sounds like Graham just left.
Rizforn is going to take the clone and cover
What
him
clone?
in
Oh yeah. Never mind. Continue.
cover him in a large blanket, a large cloak, to hide his features and stuff, and then take him to this wizard, the professor.
Okay, so Ristforn would redirect back to the ship to get the clone. So Zyre and Craig, you would be given an opportunity.
Yeah, Zyra will go with him.
Craig goes with them.
Okay.
Element goes with him.
And as you guys are all getting prepared to head out then,
Does Element not question the random person Rizwan pulled out of his closet?
apparently not. He's just a guy in a cloak. Element? Element?
Element actually does inquire. What is that you're carrying to raise form?
I don't think he's carrying him. I think he's just following along in heavy cloaks.
Okay, who is this person that's coming with us?
This is a person. Let's go.
Yes. I kidnapped this person.
You what?
We need him, don't we?
You kidnap him? And why is he coming with us? Come on.
Do we have a response?
Of
Well, he's asking you guys a question.
Zyra will say to Element, the less you know about this, the better.
Element closes his eyes and he rubs his forehead. I get the feeling I'm going to be really angry once I find out. So I won't inquire further. Let's go.
yes.
I have a feeling that this is really gonna tick me off, so I'm just not gonna ask questions. Let's go. As you guys are starting to leave, Ristforn, you're actually called out to, from below the deck before they start running up the deck. Ristforn!
Yes.
And you see your magical tutor, Professor Teldwin, coming up, adjusting his glasses softly. You thought I forgot about him.
I mean, you did last time.
Yes, I did last time.
What's
but
his
now I
actual
haven't.
name?
Teldwin.
Okay.
That's his actual name. I found the notes!
The
Or
notes?
did you make new notes?
Shush. Anywho.
No one believes that you're prepared.
I believe he is innocent.
I'm sorry. In a sense. When the crazy rabbit raised by assassins to be a deep cover assassin is the moral compass of the party. XD. Graham says this out loud.
Oh,
No, I just didn't want to interrupt. And no, Graham himself doesn't say that. That
You
was
gotta
just,
put
like,
the out of character brackets around it then. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're stating this.
Sorry, there's no way to remove, or at least I don't know how to be like,
Dude,
hey, no, this is
just be like that. City nods. Anywho, but to Rispborn, as you guys are leaving and the individual calls out to you guys, neither you nor Craig have been doing your daily tutoring, and we're in a completely new place at this point.
Craig looks shocked. Tutoring?
I mean, we were on the days that we weren't, being shot at by a ship.
So far, that's been none.
So you're saying it only took us a day to go across this entire continent on the airship?
Took you 2 days. But yeah, it's surprisingly fast. Which is kind of why it's a main method of
Well,
travel.
then they did 1 day of tutoring.
Yeah, and the second one, we were getting shot at.
Alright, fair enough.
The second one we were getting shot at.
We
also,
missed
Rispborn
tutoring
had to
for
hide
yesterday.
a body.
We missed tutoring for yesterday that we need to catch up on.
Well, come with
Makes
us,
sense.
and we will, we can talk and do this on the way, because I want to go meet this professor.
Yeah.
He gives a bit of a nod and then starts to head off with you.
I'm surprised he is like super excited to see this person, considering this person seems to be quite famous and in the magic theory and whatnot
Yeah, no.
department.
He's a royal tutor. He's got to hold his cool.
Maybe he's met him before.
Ooh, fancy.
And as you guys head off, you're given a bit of a map with some directions. Unfortunately, I don't have a full map of Elra, unlike I do some of the other cities. But you are eventually brought to this place that I will share with you.
Oh. This is a very nice place. It has great loading.
Yes, it should be very gray for you.
Yes, it is very.
Let me go
It
ahead.
brings a lot of imagination to the table.
Give you your initial sort of starting area.
The alchemical study.
You kind of start coming down the street, and you see some walls lined with some nice banners as you're going through a fairly nice district.
Ooh. Paper Street.
Yeah, this is
What a great map of an alley.
Yeah, so far it's just an alley though. This is a city after all, so it's mainly alleys and whatnot. But let me go ahead and put you guys on the board. Magna, I forgot. Are you coming with?
Magna.
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 Oops,
Dusty!
I got another one.
Hey!
So here I am.
Hello. You coming
Magna?
along?
Where's my captain?
Oh no, we probably
can
don't
barely
want Magna
hear
coming
you.
with us.
And no, we would not invite Magna. But Dusty, I
Why
can
not?
barely hear you.
Sorry, not much I can do about that right now.
It's less a question of if you would invite him and more a question of does he come with.
Wasn't he with Ward though? Ward wasn't like
No.
anywhere near the ship.
Yeah, Ward went off and he's doing recruiting for a crew. Ward's doing his own thing in the city.
Makes sense.
Yep.
But generally, crews don't just hang out together when they're back in town. A lot of times they'll all go off doing their own thing. Sometimes they'll stick together, but like not all the time.
Well, I guess it would be a question of what did Ward tell Magna to do?
He didn't tell you anything. He never does.
Damn.
When you're in port, the world is yours. You're free to do whatever you want.
I
use
use my free will to go down here.
All right. See some more of the, cross street.
Well, Magna wasn't invited by the group. Not many of them like him, except maybe Graham.
I like him.
He's
I think.
probably in town, either stealing or gambling, just so he can buy things.
Wait, in which order?
So where are we going? On
As you're kind
Stealing
of
first
following
and
the
then
map,
gambling with what he's got.
it is a bit confusing, given all the streets and whatnot. But you think you're in the general right area. You believe it's actually the house right to your left, or technically your right. The character's left, your right, top right corner of the screen.
Okay.
Let me get-
Then I guess
Is there a way I can draw? Yeah, pointer.
Graham knocks at the door.
Right here,
since
right
he
here.
Probably would be here before anyone else.
Right. And move this over here. Delete you. Can I destroy you? Yes, I can remove this.
Oh no, I've been destroyed.
City, by the way, why is your health so low?
Well, I took 39 damage.
Wait, what?
I took 39 damage, don't you remember?
Oh yeah! You gave yourself 30. City, you're dumb.
What? Wait, so it's not canon?
You did not seduce a dragon yet, no.
Damn.
Later.
Bahamut.
You're not seducing Bahamut either.
Why not?
Sure, you just have to
Hold-
roll
hold-
like a
hold on,
nat
hold on,
40.
Can I have silence for one moment? This is Super Mario 64 music playing.
Yes, and?
All right, to continue. So, Graham, you go and you knock on the door. And the door peeks open a bit, and you see a bit of a, a dog individual peek his head out. Seems to be more of a beagle. And he's just like, hello? You see he's wearing some fancy clothing, mainly black, though. Likely some form of, servant. Though very still high class.
What's the one guy's name? The author dude's name?
Professor Rossthorpe.
Rossthorpe, huh?
Rossthorpe.
Yes, I'm looking for Professor Rossthorpe.
Let me... There you go. And he just glances you over once, and he blinks at you a few times. I don't have any scheduled meetings for today.
It's important.
A lot of people say they have important things for Professor Rossthorpe.
You're gonna be one of those people, aren't you?
Trust me, he would not like having uninvited guests either.
Risfarn's going to walk
then how
up.
do I go about getting a appointment?
Risfarn's going to walk up and just hold out his badge. This is Ministry of Magic business. We'll see our way in. And he just walks past.
He moves his foot to the side and kind of like holds the door kind of jammed between his foot and the floor. Because the door's only open like a crack, so he's kind of like basically moving to just kind of like pivot and stop the door from opening further.
Also, isn't Graham like way ahead of everyone else because he left before everyone else?
I mean, yes, but like,
Okay, fine.
if you wanna go at that alone, feel free, I guess.
No, Graham would at that point. Graham would probably just wait and be like, "Okay,
Okay.
Restforn, go do your thing."
Eventually, Wristforn still catches up anyways, and shows him the badge, and he stops you and he glances over the badge and he furrows his brow real quickly and then just folds his arms. I've never heard of a Ministry of Magic.
We have the support of both the King of Fortitude as well as, what was his title here?
Elra.
Lord Regent Sir Gunford Chiton.
Lord Regent, as well as the Lord Regent of Elra. Please let us pass, or you will be facing retribution from them.
He gives a bit of a scoff. If the Lord Regent has sent you, then simply you can get a letter from him. We don't recognize fortitude here.
Didn't I ask him for a letter to giving support to it?
Yeah, I think you asked him for a contract.
Yeah, you did ask him for something to set up here, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, we'll get to it." Like he kind of like he said yes, but he kind of also brushed you off.
Did he tell you to like go to like some like council or something?
Yeah, no, he told you to approach the council because they deal with that. That is right. Thank you for reminding me. But he still
Also,
also
would Gumford have given us a letter knowing that we were coming here because we directly told him we were coming here?
No.
Really? What a dick!
Do you think I didn't like this guy?
Now, will there be anything else?
Yes, we need to see him for a matter of some importance.
Graham, perception check, audible.
Alright. Advantage!
Ouch.
Okay,
I hear the
Graham.
shit out of everything.
From a nearby building, you hear a sudden high-pitched squealing before also hearing a bit of a slow explosion. It was like a bit of a poof. And given your keen perceptive hearing, you know that is alchemical equipment.
Is it something that Graham could just like, you know, bust through a window because he heard an explosion kind of thing?
I mean, sort of. It's coming from the building that is directly down of this building and off to the right. So let me get you another pointer here. Came from over yonder.
Graham will head over there.
All right, let me get you. Let me reveal more map for you. And you get yourself another nice little hallway. And there's, you know, a door headed to this building, door headed into that building, and so on and so forth. But the building...
Do I see, like, smoke coming, like, from underneath the door or anything else like that?
No smoke, but,
Like, or in the windows, do I see any signs of, like, anything that could be taken as potential distress?
You know for a fact that an explosion came from that building.
Oh.
You know
I
for
mean,
a fact.
I
You
know,
are-
but, like, it's... Okay, well, I'll just kick the door down.
Alright, you go to kick the door down. Roll me a strength check.
You have the strength to knock down a door?
Maybe not, but I'm gonna try.
doors.
I'm gonna follow Graham.
Yeah,
Just
Graham
watch.
just ran off. Desire, what are you doing?
I'm gonna judge him silently for trying to knock down his door.
Hang on, let me do.
While you're rolling that strength check, Zaire and Craig, what do you guys?
I mean, Graham would probably like literally just like do like his rabbit kick to the door. So
Of course, roll your strength check. Zaire, Graham, what do you? I'm sorry, Zaire, Craig.
Shouldn't
what do
I
you guys
roll
do?
like damage to see if I?
Roll strength. I said strength. Roll strength.
It's not how attacking a door works.
Craig
I
is
mean-
watching the rabbit, is trying to follow the rabbit and watch what he's doing.
I assume if you're just kicking it, like you're going to hit it. So at this point, it's more of a question of can you pry it off of its hinges?
Graham is
Yeah.
kicking like as close to the lock as he can.
Does not break the door.
I'll just keep rolling damage till he breaks the door down, then.
Can I push Graham
I
out of the
have
way?
lockpicks.
Can I
Craig
push Graham out of
backs
the
out.
way to myself?
If you're just kicking the door, I am gonna go ahead and add on to a thing. Sidir, you're able to pry the door open
I was gonna bash down my shield.
intelligently. That works too.
Yes. I want to smash the door off its hinges.
Since you actually gave me the role I asked for, you're able to easily get inside and find a very, very interesting looking location. But let me go ahead and reveal it.
I mean, I wasn't trying to like physically pry the door open. I was literally attacking the door, trying to break the thing that's keeping it shut.
I get you, but like,
That's an attack. That's damage, not strength.
It's DM orders.
I was asking for strength rolls, nonetheless. So you see, don't move stuff. Ah, dang it! Why did you move stuff? There was a bunch of stuff on the table.
Well, Graham heads in as soon as the door's down.
Just pretend like there's a table right there. Never mind.
Oh, we can spin the tables. Did you make this map?
Yeah, I actually put time and effort into making this. Yes.
Poor Kai can't fit through the door.
She cannot.
I love how every object in here is interactable.
Yeah, it's all technically tokens.
Kai blocks the door with her fat ass. Can Craig roll a perception to see if he senses anyone in like struck?
Pardon?
There was an explosion, right?
Yeah.
Graham's the only one who heard it, though.
Oh.
No, I mean, no one really else rolled a perception check at. It's possible probably everyone else could have heard it as well. I just figured Graham was probably going to succeed on it. Should have had everyone roll a perception. I'm sorry, everyone else. But you see a badger with some glasses and a bit of like, like that black aftermath of explosion against his face, furiously scribbling in some papers as he has two fingers on some spectacles, lightly holding them above his eyes as they are now, coated with black ash from the front, writing some stuff down.
Are you okay?
He glances up, seeming surprised that you guys are even here, like he somehow didn't notice you all come in. Who are you? What are you doing in my study?
I heard an explosion. I assume, and a small scream. I assumed someone was injured.
You didn't hear a small scream.
I'm pretty sure you said a yell of some kind.
No,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
You did.
I heard that too.
You did.
Yes.
Man, I'm just bad with memory. I'm sorry. Maybe you heard someone else scream.
I will find you and I will slap you, Gold King.
Oh no. Let me just. He takes his, his specs off and sets them aside and begins shooing you out. No matter, go. I don't need you here. Didn't request anyone's assistance.
Hello.
Yes, hello,
What if-
you two, out the door.
What if you were unconscious and burning?
What do you? What?
I'm saying that we came here to help because we heard you yell and there was an explosion.
It's not
are
a
you
chemical
even doing
explosion. I
in
have this under control.
What are you even doing in here?
This is my alchemy lab. Get out.
Are you?
Can I buy some stuff off you?
Do you happen to be a Rose Forp?
It's pronounced Rossthorpe, and yes.
Oh, cool. We found you.
Hey, we were looking for you.
We can't really leave. There's a giant bear stopping us from.
He gestures towards the door. Kai would feel herself move up into the air and then move aside.
Thank you.
Kai
There you
growls,
go. Out.
surprised.
Out. 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 Out.
Hey, I got an interesting problem for you.
An interesting academic problem.
Yes.
All right, you can stay. The rest of you out.
Okay.
Craig says, what about the academic problem of teaching annul magic?
Okay, is this the professor?
This is the professor.
Yes.
Okay. I've got a problem as well for you.
I'll move your token.
Shimmy past Kai.
Well, Kai is currently floating in the air, so he just walks under Kai.
Namely,
he moved her just to move her out of.
Namely, this guy here claims that we are gods.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Element is, I assume, technically here as well. Just move him over.
My bench.
That's actually a chest.
Alright, I stay on the chest. My chest.
And he starts to say, "I'm a problem I'm not a problem solver. You messed me up. I was gonna say words.
Perhaps you're not a problem solver, but you are knowledgeable on the fields and realms of magic, so perhaps you might be able to lend some of that incredible expertise you have to helping us figure these things out."
If someone says that you're a god, he's probably a crackhead.
I pull the hood of the cloak off of his head. At the same time, my right eye flashes to a brilliant blue.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Give me a second. I lost my D20. There it is.
What do you need this D20 for?
He glances at you and he's like, "What is that?" And then he kind of glances between the two of you. What's going on with your eye? Both of your eyes.
It's been there since we were born. Or at least I assume he's had it since he was born.
Who's the other person we're talking to about?
This is the Storm Mage that you captured earlier.
Oh, okay.
Does have a token. I can go ahead and slap them on the board.
I didn't realize he was with us.
Yeah, Ristforn said that he took them and I'll make them not.
So the one we also got the hand off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what buff they have, but he gives a soft little hum, and then just like says, "All right, I suppose the two of you can stay as well. I have so much research to do."
Can I help,
No.
please?
I'm sorry, but do you have any sort of delicate understanding between the fusing of some of this alchemical materials and abjuration?
Craig
Yeah.
says he can make pretty lights.
Zyra will chime in. I know how to make things explode very spectacularly.
Who are you people?
I don't want to make healing potions.
We're a group of adventurers seeking
We're a
to get rid of the darkness.
Or why aren't you off dealing with the darkness? Why are you here?
I'm here for you.
What have I got to
here,
do?
We're here for several reasons. One is because
Please stop moving.
you're probably of a bloodline that will help us defeat the darkness. And two, we have, at least Risford and I have some magical issues we need your expertise on.
What is your magical issue?
Well, from what I can tell, you from the from one of your books that I've been skimming through, my familiar seems to be a little bit off from most other familiars, and it's kind of causing some problems with my magic.
He blinks a few times and seems to like think over it for a moment, and then he glances at you and he's like, "Well, have you made a pact with an eldritch abomination?"
What?
Have you made a pact with an eldritch abomination?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you made a pact with any form of deity?
Yes.
Potentially? I have no idea. I've had powers for as long as I can remember.
How do you not know if you have a contract with a deity?
I don't know.
It's a fairly obvious. Never mind.
We all seem to suffer memory loss of some sort.
Listen,
Craig remembers everything that's ever happened to him. Everything.
oh, just everyone out of my study at least.
Okay.
File out. Get out.
I accidentally picked up the chest.
You
What
two
do you
know
even-
out.
Do you even know?
Out. I'm coming with you. No.
Crag.
No.
I'm gonna take Craig with me.
But this man best magic, I can learn brave hands.
You can learn brave hands from Risford.
I
Let's go.
am coming with you. Get out of the study.
Craig pouts and leaves.
And he moves and he like goes to close the door, but then he just like looks at the door. I assume one of you is going to be paying for this.
I will.
Oh, by the way, as you're kind of like all on your way out, you notice that this thing here that's on the wall, I'm spinning. That's you don't know exactly what that is.
But it's all
But
broken.
The best way to describe it is a long stick, like not a long stick, but like
A herb tray?
a gun.
Oh.
You don't know what a gun is, but it looks like a rifle of sorts.
Okay. How
Is
much
this
is
a
it gonna be
load
to recite
bow?
the door?
What?
Is this the load bow?
Potentially.
I mean, I need to know if it is or not because it's supposed to be from Jaffer himself.
What? Hold on. I thought Jeffer wanted... Jeffer.
He's
Jaffer!
inserting himself into the game.
No, I know that, but I thought he said he wanted it to be in...
That's not what he sent me.
I'm looking up my chat with him. To see what he requested.
A magical tinkerer who would be a perfect candidate for our ministry. And it says right here, he is an enigmatic species that has 4 years and an affinity for the cold.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, no, I know what I was doing with this. I do remember now. That is the load bow. That is still the load bow. But he didn't necessarily make it. You know. I'll let you figure it out via the roleplay from there. But he does have one. Anyways, he moves out and, you know, glances back weirdly at the door, but kind of just like floats over you all and moves over to his door.
How much should I give him for the door?
Where'd you get that interesting stick there on the wall?
Oh, that friend of mine made it. He moves towards the door and opens the door. Using a key, of course, of his, because it's locked before. He had to knock.
Well, what is it?
I believe it's called the load bow? It's like a bow, but as you can see, there's no strings involved. It's a magical item. I'm doing some tests with it currently.
And where do we find this friend of yours?
You should be in the industrial district, I believe. Currently working on some other various equipments. I thought you wanted to know about your friend with the eye?
Sorry, repeat that.
I thought you wanted to know about your friend with the eye first? Or
Well,
is
yes,
this...
but I'm interested.
Well, we can talk about that in a minute then.
Okay, works for me.
Moves to step in.
If Graham walks past the beagle, he gives him a smug look.
The beagle seems just kind of generally unfazed.
Unfazed by the rabbit staring at him mockingly.
Yeah, no.
Like, how about that?
He's a professional. He doesn't sway to others. Gosh dang it. Why did all my token layering change? Oh well. I'm gonna have to delete this rug too, because I realize it's gonna be a pain if you put yourselves on. There's a rug there though. And there's supposed to be a table here as well, but I'll just delete it so you can see it. On lunch, no time, no audio, just chasing in an influence. Just chasing in an influence? What? Are we getting an influence, Sim?
Yes, for the load bow.
I mean, yes, but we already got that in. That was pretty. I'm asking if he's like cashing one in.
He
now.
never actually redeemed it.
Oh! I thought he did.
No.
No.
Well, Jeffrey, if I'm going to give this to the party, I'm going to need you to pay Zim at least $200 in cash.
He can't hear you.
Oh, right. No, yeah. Well, he's donating now, so I assume he's hanging up. Everyone, feel free to take a seat. Help yourself. Apparently, dinner was made. whenever, I don't know.
Keep accidentally picking up stuff.
What?
Keep accidentally picking up your small tokens everywhere.
Come on, it's not hard to click on yourself.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! Rusk!
I assume that was the influence for the
Yep.
the load. Okay. Ristforn, Element, and Crag, are you guys joining them in the main hall of his home, his humble abode?
Crag is definitely. He wants to learn Brave Hand.
Well, go ahead and move yourself then. Come on, keep up with the tokens on the map.
Graham before when Crag comes in, he's gonna be like, please make sure Kai doesn't eat anyone while we're in here.
No, that bear's not coming in here.
No, I know. I don't think the door's big enough for her to get in.
It is a double door.
Crag is friend. Crag comes with me. Crag learns Brave Hands. Or Kai learns Brave Hands. I'm tired.
Kai learns Brave Hands?
Yes.
I don't think the bear can learn Brave Hands.
I learned Brave Hands. I just need to relearn it.
He makes another gesture to Kai and floats her out again. And then, like, just telekinetically slams the door shut. No animals in my house, please.
You're an animal.
Laughs internally at the irony.
And our donation goal has been completed. Thank you, Jaffer.
Congratulations, singular. Anywho. Right, so everyone take it. Just sit down at the table, please.
I get this chair.
Move, take his seat at the table. Oh no.
Kai sticks her head in a window.
Unfortunately, the window is covered with glass.
Kai licks the window like that one Fox gif.
I'm assuming it's the window closest to the food.
No, it's the window that Kai's at. Pardon me. Right, help yourself to whatever you like, he says, kind of like pushing his bowl and glass away from himself. He doesn't seem hungry, which is odd given that he seems a bit, just a little ragged. He seems tired. Moves to like softly wipe the lenses of his glasses off to like try and move the smudge off of them.
Crag very happily eats everything he is given.
It's all cold.
Crag doesn't care.
Well, there's plenty of stuff on the table that's just cold.
If Crag notices someone else isn't eating, he offers to eat it for them.
Craig offers a Rose Fork to be his like living garbage disposal.
So, all right. Now, first off, out of curiosity, why should I be helping any of you?
Do you like the darkness?
No, but it's
then
not
there's
here.
a good reason.
It's not here, and it hasn't been coming to Elra for some time. Elra's very well.
So what you're telling me is that you're going to pass up the opportunity to study what the hell's going on with them, and and the magic involved in causing like creating them and all that other stuff. You're gonna pass up all that opportunity for all that knowledge and research. For what exactly now?
Can you please describe for me why I need you for any of that?
how good are you at adventuring?
You do realize you're speaking to a master wizard here, right?
I mean, terrible things happen to people who are strong all the time. Usually, that's why people join up. That's why people usually work in groups.
Right. And why do I need your group? I could go out and find my own group of adventurers who don't kick in my door and just seek me out to solve their piddly little problems.
Well,
I'm a very busy man.
We apparently from several prophecies of the like, we have some kind of connection to all of this going on.
Oh, prophecies. Beautiful. As though that's not just more... Where did you get that? A soup bowl? You throw some sticks and leaves into it and shake it around a bit?
Well, Moriarty seems to...
Moriarty.
Ugh.
follow us
Everyone knows Moriarty.
This is true. Everyone knows Moriarty.
What's your experience with Moriarty?
He's an interesting specimen, and if there's one thing I would like to study, it's him.
Don't we all?
Well, there you go. Moriarty follows us around all the time. Perfect opportunity for you.
He gives a soft sort of hum to it.
Also, really strange things happened around us all the time as well.
Yeah, like the one time City Air here became the avatar of Bahamut.
I did what?
And basically destroyed an eclipse of darkness.
I did what?
That was her?
Yes.
I don't recall.
I was curious of that phenomenon.
Oh. This didn't happen, though.
That's like a normal day for us. That kind of crazy, weird ass shit.
I don't recall any of this.
He just starts lightly stroking his chin as he considers these factors. Well, but I have so many meetings with the college.
Do those meetings really matter?
Potentially.
I thought you guys all sit around the table and just yell at each other.
Maybe that's how they do things at Fortitude, but here we actually focus on progression. There were some new artifacts that were uncovered that we had to go through testing, potentially, one of which we thought could destroy the darkness as well. There were some possible new theories on that. I had some studies to try and mimic magic that Moriarty has. I'm still trying to figure out what makes him tick. Because once I figure that out, once I figure out whatever is happening with Moriarty, there should be a way we can reproduce that, and then everyone can tell the future, be able to change it at their own whim.
That sounds like one of those things that sounds like a good idea at first, but ends up backfiring.
Well, at the very least, it could be weaponized. Think about it, an entire guard force where everyone knows a crime before you're even about to commit it.
Again, this seems like one of those things that at first sounds like a really great idea, but turns out to be a really terrible idea.
I think it's a great idea.
I feel as though many of the guards are clones, and them discovering the nature of their existence kind of sends them off into a weird loop of existentialism, and they're probably going to be like, oh, well, we can see the future. Why aren't we in charge?
Oh no, the guards that we have here at Elra are very aware of their roots.
But again, like, if you make them capable of seeing the future, at some point, and assuming that they have any level of intelligence worth mentioning, they're going to be like, why aren't we in charge at some point?
That's a good question. If I had intelligence like that, of the future, and they did as well, perhaps I could counter their intelligence. This all has all sorts of interesting implications.
Yes.
It's going to need a lot of testing. A lot of testing.
We have other. What about the other things first?
What other thing?
Well, yeah. How about like helping us with the darkness?
Why do you... I mean, I understand my capability as a wizard is nearly unmatched, but why do you require my assistance?
Mostly because of your bloodline.
Because of
You're
my
apparently
bloodline?
descended of some heroes.
Right.
From the past.
Are you attempting to flatter me here just to get me on your side?
No.
Yes. Is it working?
So, you really think that I'm part of some sort of, ancient bloodline that somehow connects back to the shadows?
Yes. In fact, there may be a potential way to prove it. Even.
He raised a brow at you.
Well, from what the Lord Regent told us, he is part of the Strength bloodline, which also happens to be connected to the intelligence. So we think if it is true and you are of this bloodline, then you two it should basically react to this bloodstone we got here. It should basically say you're related.
Sorry, bloodstone?
Graham will produce this said stone.
And he picks it up. He glances it over curiously. I haven't heard of one of these in ages. Where did you get it?
From a cursed mansion.
That
Do you like it?
sounds oddly specific. Hold on, that isn't Estebar's mansion, is it?
Yes.
Heard about that thing, poor fella. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, we kind of ended the curse and going ons there.
Oh, well, I must personally thank you then. I remember hearing about it, but I never really got the chance to get out there and personally deal with it. You understand I'm constantly busy here. I understand there is this issue with the darkness, but, He kind of, moves his fist to his chin, he's thinking about quite a few things, regarding this whole decision. There's something holding him back, or something keeping him from just, getting up and going.
So well, I guess I should roll. Is it obvious?
It's fairly obvious.
Okay. So what's holding you back here? Because if it's something we can help with, we'd be more than happy to.
Well, like I said, I have meetings that I need to make with the Magical College about some of these items that we believe could destroy the darkness, or some of these other various matters that are already on my plate. And if I just brush these aside, that could be likely as much missing out on an opportunity to take the necessary required steps as to defeating this menace, as well as, a few other potential research opportunities, to say.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel as though the ancient magics at work for a powerful, advanced, ancient civilization might have been of some priority. Oh, did I also mention that we met we found a tower full of just so very, very many books, and does Graham know about the automaton? Does he actually know what they're
Yes.
called? Well, no, I know he knows about him, but does he know what they're actually called?
I don't know if he. I don't remember if he introduced himself as an automaton, but it's some sort of, worst case scenario, metal man, robot, whatever you want to call it, construct potentially.
Yeah, Graham will go with construct. We met a construct at this tower called Harkness, and if we manage to get to, and if we do manage to get to Starfall and get some proper identification, just imagine all the knowledge sealed away in that tower. Graham will also point out that the tower is in the middle of the darkness.
Well, it shouldn't be terribly much of a problem given how far south it is. Traveling through it should be hopefully a breeze, but why would I not that he seems to like think for a moment, just like, but is that where you've come from, or?
We came from off island. We're kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, we just happened to shipwreck near there and fought our way through the darkness to there on foot.
Fought your way through the darkness. That's actually somewhat impressive.
Well, it helps that we had these interesting candles. Graham will show one of the what is it called? The dark light candles or something like that.
Dark light, I think, is what we were calling it.
These candles do repel the darkness. And also that tower had some kind of shield that also did something very similar.
He moves over, quickly getting up. Chair moves, then he moves, and then chair moves back. And he walks over. Can I see one of these candles?
Sure. If you, but I would, yeah. Okay, Graham will hand the candle over.
He takes it and looks it over, and sniffs at it. Seems very interested in this candle. If given enough time, I could potentially break this down and figure out its alchemical structure.
As far as I'm aware, it's made from several magical components. I don't know if you know who Greaves is, but...
I've never believe I've met the individual.
Well,
at least not that I recall any Greaves.
He's an odd fellow.
But I could take this and attempt to make more for you all.
That would be
very
lovely, useful. But I would also, but before that, I would really like some help getting my magic sorted out, because I'm very much feeling something's very off with it. Especially considering how the rest of my family uses this magic.
If you don't know the source of your magic, first off, that's a bit of a problem. You should always be aware of the source of which you draw your power, and if you don't know that, well, it's going to be difficult for me to provide a diagnostic.
Well, from what I can tell, since I got this lovely gift from some fae, basically I've been the subject of some experiments.
So the fae have cursed you?
No. It's just my family did it, and it's been so very long.
Your family experimented on you.
Yes, from what I can remember now that I'm no longer in the throes of insanity and a split personality.
He slowly nods. Okay. What kind of experimentation?
I'm not entirely sure, but I suspect it has something to do with my familiar. And the fact that my magic is working, but slightly broken. Which is why I need help figuring it out.
How exactly is your magic supposedly broken?
Well, first of all, most of my family, they wield very specifically empowered swords, I guess I could say, and mine is not quite. And whenever I try to do similar things, it doesn't quite work as it should, as far as I'm aware.
You come from a family of spell swords.
Yes.
And when casting your spells upon your swords, they do not work.
It's complicated.
Here, why don't you step
It
aside?
involves cursing people and...
Here, just step aside, move to the center of the room. Why don't you give us a presentation of the magic?
Oops, that was the chair.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
You can do it.
All right.
You
Maybe I
can
should have
use
a
me.
volunteer. Okay. Graham will cast his curse on Rossforp.
Alright. And like the big moves ever. Are you sure this is a good idea? He's like, oh, don't worry, I have dispel magic. I just snap.
I don't think does dispel magic work on things that aren't technically spells.
Yes.
Ah.
It's a magic ability. Which I assume it is.
I think it's a spell-like ability and not like an but it's not like an actual like spell.
Yeah, if it's a magic ability, I would say yes.
Okay. I mean, I've seen my like, for example, like my father, he used to be able to, like, people who he had used this power on, he used to be able to like do things like teleport to them, pull his sword out of thin air.
Right. Have you given it much practice, though?
Yes, I have, and I am incapable of. My sword is connected to me, but it's not. I can't just like shove it, like the dimension that my familiar goes into. Like I can't put my sword into like a space like that, like my kin could.
Perhaps you're too focused on your familiar and you've associated that with your sword.
Oh yeah, Graham will also show Snowy to Rossforp.
He looks
And
over
also,
Snowy.
whenever I use detect magic on my familiar, there's something strange.
He will go ahead and cast detect magic.
Am I magical?
No,
Uh-huh.
but Riftform's right eye is.
But I'm not.
No.
Uh-huh.
So depending on how much Rosforp knows, which is probably a lot, he'd probably notice that Snowy literally has part of his soul inside of it.
But would he see that via detect magic?
I don't know. That would. I mean,
See,
potentially.
The question is a soul magic? Which inherently I would say no, because that would assume all ghosts are magic, and ghosts I don't think are magic.
I mean, I would think he would at least be able to see, like. Well, I guess I don't know. I would say that you'd be able to tell something was off with it, though.
Oh yeah, probably. It is a familiar rabbit of a demented person, after all. And he gives it a nod look, and he looks it over, and it's like Snowy is magical, of course, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Familiar. So he's just like, well, it looks fine. Doesn't seem to act properly. Have you tried getting rid of it?
I have not. I'm not entirely sure if I should, considering that I've had extreme memory loss from being separated from Snowy before.
What if you carried around its dead carcass?
It doesn't leave a I don't think I don't think familiars leave a carcass behind when they die.
Yes,
I don't think they do either.
That is true, actually, yes. Well, it is very confusing, and it'll take a bit more study for certain. I suppose if you're willing to put in the time and effort for it, it'll have you sitting still a lot while I do my experiments.
That's fine. With me, at least. I want to get this fixed. I feel broken.
Right. We'll figure it out, maybe, possibly, who knows. Right, and you, he points back to Risforn. The one that smells like fish.
Yes.
You had that eye thing going on. I can still see you.
Yes.
What do you know about it?
I just always assumed it was mark of sorcery. This guy says something else.
You would think so, but it seems different. Would you mind stepping here?
Stepping out?
Stepping here, he says, gesturing next to himself. Chair. These are just magical chairs. They pull themselves up from under you and float around and do their own thing.
Well, once the Unity version comes out, they'll have, from what I understand, they're going to have multiple layers that you can do on maps.
Yes.
Including one for furniture to not be, you know...
Magical furniture?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't move
then
the
he, like-
other, the clone in. Why didn't you move the clone in?
Oh yeah, I forgot they existed. I'm a very forgetful DM. Please don't lynch me.
Let's use this to our advantage.
No exploit, please. He leans in and then like he places, he moves his two hands to your head, moves both of his thumbs below and above your eye to like spread your eye open, and he just like kind of glances at it, looks it over, and like curiously peers at your eye. He watches. And he watches. And he waits.
What, are you waiting for it to change?
Yes.
It would change to a horizontal pupil, like a goat's eye, but
Right.
yellow color.
Yeah.
The goats have creepy eyes.
They do. Can you control that?
No. It seems to be based on my emotions.
He really quickly stamps on your foot.
It would flare to almost looking like it's on fire.
Yeah, that seems to be correct. And he moves his hands away from you. My apologies, that was just a simple test.
Mm-hmm.
He gives a big toothy smile. He's not the most charismatic, but he does mean well.
So, what do you think?
Well, it certainly is immense, but it's just too little to make any sort of assumption on. Definitely don't believe that you're a god necessarily, if that's the claim that's being made. But there's definitely something odd here.
Risforn will relay everything that the clone said.
Right, that just sounds like, again, a bunch of crackpot theories. They do not sound stable. He kind of like glances over to him.
Also, do you know anyone who can give him a hand? Literally.
Pardon?
Huh?
I
Zyre
made the
will start
executive.
chuckling.
I made the executive decision to remove his hand in order to keep our ship safe.
Sidious just face
What?
palm herself.
Element is gonna eye Risford very, very intensely. When he
Zyre
hears
will,
that.
Zyre will
hears that.
continue laughing softly to himself.
Zyre, the evil maniac, is getting away with murder. Or dismemberment.
Yeah, because, Risforn's going to take the blame.
Apparently. Well, Limerick
Risforn is equal
construction.
parts evil and loyal.
Limerick construction is not something that's terribly simple, but with the proper magic, it should be something I am capable of.
Well, if you
How
could,
bad?
Sorry, go ahead.
How bad is it exactly?
Risforn will reach behind and pull out the stump.
That is a complete removal. It looks like some of the bone is broken as well. That'll take some time to reconstruct. This is going to take time.
I'm sorry I can't get you the Crag says. It's in my bear's belly.
And I do not want that bear even close to my house now. Even though it's clearly had a permit on, which is clearly...
She only does what I tell her to do, Craig says. Usually.
Right. You might need to get a new permit for that bear. Especially here.
Crag looks very annoyed, but I have a permit.
You have a fortitude permit, I assume.
Crag looks frustrated. I don't like permits.
Well, then you shouldn't be bringing a bear into a city.
But I'm a ranger. I do things with bears.
I thought rangers did things with bows.
Sometimes bears are involved.
Right, well, that's clearly not my expertise.
I don't know if any of you have ever seen Red versus Blue, but Crag reminds me a lot of Caboose.
Thank you for that image.
I have no idea who that is.
Look up Red versus Blue, and you'll see.
It's actually on Netflix last I checked.
It is,
It
actually,
is,
yes.
It is. Look it up.
Up to
Watch
like
it on Netflix.
season 13. I think the current is like up to season 15, but Netflix only has up to season 13, I think. Like
Yeah, they don't have all the seasons, but they have a lot of them.
They have the majority of the main Red versus Blue group, I believe, yes.
They have enough that you'll figure out who Caboose is in the first season.
Yes. You will also notice that it is like, it starts off as low quality, like machinima, but it does pick up in quality later and it gets good, so it's worth watching.
That would also make Ristforn Church.
I was going to say the exact same thing. And then you can be Tucker.
Except Ristforn actually likes Crag. So that doesn't work.
Maybe Ristforn can be Donut.
I mean, Church tolerates Caboose later on.
I'm pretty sure there's a point where he tries to kill him.
I said later on.
No, later on, I think there's a point.
It's kind of like a reluctant like he hates that he likes him even a little bit.
Elman can be Sard. Anywho, now that we're done assigning Red versus Blue rules. So you need a lot of experimentation done, a lot of... Oh, jeez. Do you need me this moment?
No, I believe we are going to be docked in the city for a week, so you got a week to get your affairs in order.
A week? What's happening?
Why are we only staying here a week?
Rel sent me some Caboose quotes and I agree.
Because... I mean, I thought we were only here for a week.
I mean, that was before we commandeered the ship.
The music stop? Is Zim having a moment? Am I having a moment?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I heard music again.
I think the king was going to have the king with fortitude was going to have the ship return after a week, but again, we've kind of commandeered it, so I think we can stay as long as we want to.
This is likely true.
We are the pirates now.
We are the pirates that don't do anything.
I mean, to be fair, if we're gonna be pirates like Ward, I don't think I would mind that much.
I think our 2 lawful good players would mind.
Wait, you're dealing with Ward?
Yes,
Yes.
maybe.
And Graham specifically said like Ward because Ward isn't.
Uh,
He's a pirate, but he's not like a pirate. He's more like a rogue military element.
he attacked our ship, and we
It was
blew up his ship and took him captive. Took this guy captive from his ship. And now this guy is wanting me to kill him, but I don't want to until I figure out what's going on between us. And why he looks almost identical. And what all this part stuff is. There's a lot of questions here.
As I will say, and I stole his hat.
He glances over at Zyre. Zyre is indeed wearing that. Are you working with him?
Not really.
No.
Okay, good.
no.
I don't enjoy the policy that's in place for him. I don't really enjoy pirates in general. He said,
Trust me.
glancing over to-
I came in, I came to the city hoping to watch his head be separated from his shoulders, and instead he got a full pass and excused for killing some of my crew members, and I'm not happy about it.
Right. Perhaps we could arrange for something together then. After
I
all,
like where this is going.
I'm liking
After
you
all,
even
Chitin-
more.
Chitin does enjoy his numbers. When enough people say that someone should die, well, eventually he has to listen. I do love democracy.
It has
Everyone
its
died.
uses. Not so much aboard a ship, but, you know.
Of course. It's part of the reason why he put in place a council, though at that point he's basically just sitting around doing nothing besides being some political figure biding his time or something of the sort. I don't know, perhaps he got bored of having a crown. Nonetheless, it's better than the individuals at Fortitude, though I simply wish for a political system in which we don't have to deal with these monarchs.
I can agree to that. I don't understand why people think that a bloodline gives people right to rule.
To be fair, in his case, he supposedly built the place, though I still have yet to figure out how he could live for so long. He won't let me anywhere near his...
I'm thinking it's the crown because he was like on his deathbed until we returned his crown to him.
No, not him. He's from a bloodline. I'm talking about the Lord Regent.
He said it had something to do with this frost ice stuff.
Even having ice magic doesn't prolong your life. It's a lie and a cop-out, and I know it.
Hmm.
I thought he just got like cursed or something with like some kind of ice magic or something. That's what I was assuming.
The way he talks, that's always what it sounds like. There's still something more there that I'm not able to get close enough to him to do my experimentation on and figure out what it is about him.
Well, we're also planning on taking him, whenever we do make the trek up to Starfall, we're planning on taking him with us. So.
Well, hold on a second there. You're going to Starfall.
Eventually.
Not eventually, yes. I mean, we're not going there now.
You understand how dangerous Starfall is, right?
Correct.
Just near Starfall, there are dragons and large beasts.
Ooh, dragons.
Yes, and again, at least 2 people's worth of prophecies. One coming from Moriarty himself. Said that the way that to basically end the darkness is to take people from the 3 bloodlines, making basically carrying the traits of the 6 heroes. So we need 6 people. Us and those 6 people need to go to Starfall.
And you think you'll just waltz right in and everything's going to be perfectly dandy?
No, that's why we were trying to make preparations. Like get people on board with helping us out at some point, getting stronger, and
We're working on it.
it's also what part of the reason why I'm super happy we stole the Fortitude King's airship.
His personal airship?
I don't know if it's his personal airship. It's called the Rainbow something.
The Royal Rainbow, yes. That's one of his more transportation cruise ships. Not really a. I doubt it could stand against a dragon.
No, but it should make avoiding the moving from place to place and avoiding the darkness much easier.
Are you suggesting you're going to fly right into Starfall?
Not directly.
What part of no understanding? We're going to be making preparations, and the airship will help us make preparations.
Okay, I understand now. You're going to be traveling about Miraleth in the air.
Yes.
Yes.
I see.
Would you rather walk?
No, clearly not.
Okay. So it's an opportune. It's advantageous
hopefully.
to use it.
Hopefully so. You do need to be careful about some places where you're flying. There are other menaces that plague the skies just as much as plague the ground, though not as bad as the darkness. At least I hope not.
Correct. We'll plan our routes carefully.
Crag's face lights up and he says, "Oh, I remember. I was possessed by the darkness once, but I don't remember anything about it. Do you think you could use some of that information?"
I suppose so.
You'll have to get it out because I don't have it. I don't have access to it.
I guess a better question is, how many people have been possessed by the darkness and, come back?
Well, people make tell that no one comes back, but no one from Elra has ever been taken by the darkness. Elra has been protected from the darkness very efficiently ever since it ever became a threat, or so I'm told.
That's interesting.
Crag says, "I came back from the darkness." I remember something, but I don't remember what it was. I just know something happened.
Unfortunately,
I was
I'm
possessed by
not a
darkness.
mind flayer.
Maybe I was possessed too, that's why I don't remember anything.
Yes, you were possessed by your god.
That's impossible, though.
Which apparently I also might have one too. Well, I mean I do, but I mean actual drawing powers from kind of thing.
I mean, according to this Joker here, I am a god. Or at least a part of one.
If you're a god, I don't know how I feel about that.
God of fish, maybe?
Perhaps. God of frogs.
Why frogs? He doesn't smell like frogs, he smells like fish.
Same thing.
Oh no, fish are just tasty.
Yes, they're clearly the only part of your diet. Anywho. Now that you've finished eating all my food and whatnot and brought me your problems, to which I'm going to need to spend hours, if not days, if not weeks, if not months, if not even years, trying to figure out. And since you don't need me at this exact moment, I do have a few things still burning on the alchemical fire, so to speak.
Oh no, we need you right now to replace his hand.
That needs to be done now.
Well, considering if Ward finds out that we cut off his hand, he's going to be very upset. I would prefer to have it done and avoid that conflict. There's no reason to fight it.
Probably not be super happy either.
He just lets out a low and long sigh. Why did you even his hand off?
I'm wondering the same thing. The fox asked.
To stop him from casting spells.
The bat and the otter
he still
told me
has
to.
his other hand.
You do know that some spells can also be cast via a vocal arrangement, correct?
Some, yes. But that's why we gagged him.
Ah, I see. He's just not gagged right now, so.
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is? Okay. Words. Right. So I need to check the library real quick. All right. So let's see here. Well, I am going to either need the assistance of a bard, a cleric, or a druid.
I'm a cleric.
Oh, well then you'll do perfectly fine. Of course, the more I have, the better.
I can also help.
Okay. Well, then that just means we're down a bard then, I suppose. And I'm going to need you both for an hour.
Very well. You have my assistance for an hour.
Fair enough.
Right. So I'll be able to run them through the process necessary to restore this limb. The rest of you can go anywhere else.
Anywhere but here, pretty much.
Yes.
Also, I need you to add the sword that Graham got from Ward to my inventory.
Ah, yes, that sword.
The sword.
Don't move the sword. Why would you move yourself into the wall?
Because the chair was being a pain in the ass.
You're a pain in the... No, I'm kidding. It's alright, out you go. No. Beagle comes over to show you out. If you would, sir.
Very well.
Oh, and Graham will return Risforn's book on conjuration.
You too, Sir Fox.
Risfun, should we go do our tutor session now?
Well, he's right here, so I'm sure we can find somewhere to do the tutor session, yeah.
He is with you guys, yeah. I just didn't put down a token because he's not a player character, so he has literally no importance.
You have...
Mr. Fox, sir?
Teach me brave hands, magic man.
Mr. Fox, sir.
Oh, I still have that boon whistle.
The servant goes to never mind. Elman just okay.
I still have mine too.
And then he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna lead everyone back to his study.
The study.
To the study.
Duty.
I'm surprised he didn't just magic the door to be fixed.
Apparently he doesn't have repair. Or mending.
Or maybe he just wants to get paid.
That too. Alright, so I'm going to need you to stand here. I'm going to need you to stand right here. And I'm going to basically need to be using you for a sense of channeling. You see, this is a spell I'm aware of, but usually it's not exactly used via wizards. Though if some of my spell theory is correct, I should basically be able to channel the magic through you to be able to give you the necessary power that you would otherwise be unable to possess to cast a spell, well, above your training.
What spell will we be casting?
This would be the spell known as Regenerate. Speaking of which, do you have any holy water by chance?
Of course. I am a cleric of Bahamut. I carry it everywhere. I'll just hand him like a small bit of it.
And this would actually be a perfect time to test out. I have a blank scroll here. But it seems to be endowed with magical energy. I could potentially... Kicks like that book aside. I could potentially try to get this spell onto this scroll as well, since I have two of you. Think of it as a strange way of splitting the spell, so to speak.
Very well.
That way, if you end up accidentally biting off someone else's hand...
I did not bite off this person.
Accidentally on purpose.
Right, whoever's fault it is, doesn't matter. You're running around with a giant feral animal. Don't know why you allow this.
It's situational.
Kai is tame.
He doesn't see it that way.
I don't see it either.
So he would basically begin a process of sort of like, seems to like go into like meditation and starts to it's hard to describe, but there's like a line of energy that he casts from both hands that connect to himself as well as Sidier and Zaire. And then he starts to begin to give you instructions on how to, properly do the spell, etc., etc., and he begins to run you through it. And you all start to go through the process of casting this spell, and it starts to take an hour. And in that hour, we must look to our other individual heroes for entertainment, because...
We're not entertaining enough, damn.
I mean, you are entertaining heroes as well, but you're currently spending an hour restoring an entire limb, so there's that. I think when Kai went out the window, she killed an... What?
I said, I think Tame Kai went out the window when she killed and ate someone.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't kill him on purpose.
It doesn't matter.
That's what the word feral means.
If my dog kills and eats someone, it doesn't. I can't be like, oh well, she's tame most of the time. She didn't need to do it.
Dog. Anywho, well, not shoot it, but bad things. Anywho, Risthorn, Crag, Elemen, especially Elemen, because I know you've got some words to say, and Graham, as well as technically Kai. What are you individuals doing now?
Enemy is actually gonna tell Resform, I need to have a word with you.
Grabs him by the...
Yes, pretty much.
Resform?
Unhand me, you villain!
Enemy is going to look at you really sternly for a moment before he proceeds to slap you with the back to your face with the back of your head of his hand.
Craig says, "Please no slapping. That's not brave hands."
Oh no, those are some pretty brave hands he's throwing.
You can call it my backhand of justice.
You're acting pretty tough for somebody within zapping distance.
Parry this, you filthy casual.
You're acting pretty tough for somebody with his mighting distance.
Might.
We're gonna have some in-party fighting.
Won't be the first time.
Street brawl!
It's not a bar fight, but I'll take it.
Can we start putting wagers down?
Risforn's right eye is currently sparkling with electricity.
Enemy's gauntlets are shining.
And what do you want?
I simply want you to know that I do not accept somebody who can call a leader to perform cruel and unusual punishment. That what you did was uncalled for.
An enemy spellcaster.
Yes.
Who was showing plenty of signs that they were more than willing to destroy us.
I mean, as soon as Ward surrendered, they literally made no aggressive acts towards us.
Exactly.
Your opinion is noted.
You said it yourself. He basically let you remove his hand, and he didn't try to do anything about it.
Graham was not there.
Yeah,
so
but
please stop.
You were told about the situation.
No, you weren't told those details.
If you really wanted him not to cast any spells with his hands, you can simply tie them. Tie them really, really hard so they can't move. You didn't have to cut it off.
Also, Zim, I'd like to point out on stream you're the only one playing basketball.
Yeah, I've just been ignoring it. I was wondering if people would join.
Oh.
I know,
and as
weird.
I said, your opinion is noted.
Enemy's got a close knife inside. just so let me catch you again being so irresponsible with your authority. Otherwise, I'm going to have no choice but to actually fight you.
Ooh.
Them fighting words.
They are indeed.
You may try.
I will try.
Risforn will slap his hand off of him and step away, looking for the professor. Or whatever they are. Now, shall we be about these studies?
He glances between the two of you for a moment. Sure. Yes, of course.
And let me simply wave his hands on signaling that he's done for now.
Yeah. Professor Telduin, sorry. Don't know why I thought Teldarin. Telduin. Then simply goes to follow the two of them. I assume we want to be headed back to the ship then.
I do not want to go too far in case things happen with the other. I suppose since he won't be using his lab for the time being, we can use it.
Isn't that exactly where they went though?
No, I thought they stayed in here.
No.
You literally ushered us out of here because of it.
And
I
then,
think he
and then
didn't
he
want
went
us
out
in-
as well to the lab, yeah. No, he just didn't want
okay.
you in his house. He just didn't want you in his house.
Well, fine. We'll find
fair,
a
he doesn't
near...
want you on his property.
We'll find somewhere nearby to do this.
Hippity hoppity, get off my property. Well, I
Graham will
suppose...
go look for like a tavern or inn or something nearby.
Graham, you would find one. What are you doing at a tavern or inn or something nearby?
Well, since they're gonna be here for a while, he figured he might as well, be somewhere where there's probably a bit more comfortable beds, especially since he's not sleeping in the captain's quarters of the ship. So the ship probably has like hammocks at best.
Yeah, they have hammocks.
And not like actual beds, and if we're gonna be here for a while, he's gonna want an actual bed and
Oh, you don't like hammocks? Oh, okay. I wonder if I could get a hammock in my house. That'd be great. But I'm deviating. So you go off and find yourself a place to call bed. And you find some places, various ruffians all about drinking, laughing, occasionally gambling.
Does he run into Ward or Magna? Especially since Graham would probably be not looking for like any place. He'd be looking for like kind of more of like a common place, like not like a dirty inn or something, but
Magna! You happen to notice that Graham walks into your tavern right as you're winning a pot. If Dusty's still with us.
Dusty may have imploded.
He is gone. Well, you do see Magna.
Well, Graham would probably wave and probably pay for the see how much a room is here.
A room here is probably just going to be, a couple of bronze.
All right.
You mean copper?
Copper, bronze, silver, the strange metal that's,
Electrum.
really cheap. Yeah, let's go with Electrum. It's going to be 50 Electrum.
That's more than silver.
Shush. You put this upon yourselves.
I didn't put anything upon me.
It's just going to be copper piece. Which, honestly, thinking about the system that we have in place, I'm surprised it isn't bronze.
Well, bronze is an alloy and copper is not.
Bronze is an alloy or is not an alloy?
Bronze is an alloy. It's an alloy of copper and tin, I do believe.
Ah. That
And I'm
seems
pretty
weird.
sure tin is considered a cheaper metal, so.
But it still makes it valuable enough to make it money. But anyways, blah, 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 blah. So, you find a place to rest your weary head. Element, what are you doing for the rest of the hour?
We're in a tavern, right?
Well, you didn't necessarily follow Graham unless you did. If you did follow Graham, then you can be at the same tavern as Graham, yes?
Yeah, Element follows Graham. He doesn't want to be near Fresh Farm right now.
That's fair. Well, you are in a tavern then. Do you do anything at the tavern?
Element is simply going to order a drink and simply relax. He needs some wine.
Some fine wine.
Yes.
I need to relax. I need to release all the stress within me. And so I must drink the holy drink, wine.
I don't know. I'm gonna agree with Element on this one.
So, anyways, you two are left to relax, de-stress at the tavern at the inn for at least an hour. Graham and Craig, you spend your hour going through the tutoring of magic that the individual has given to you. Oh. And you are able to start on a few new spells, which I believe that your magical feat, will be able to cover. I don't know what new spells you took necessarily for your previous level up, but you're able to actually start getting some practice in with those spells finally.
Who is?
You and Craig.
Oh, okay.
Because that last level up, you got that magic feat thing, right? That allowed you to have more spells?
Yeah.
So this is you starting to actually practice with.
Cool. I'm gonna find a familiar.
Is that a spell you have?
Yeah, it's the one I picked.
Oh no. Well, you need 10 GP worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Actually, I want to talk to you about it before, because there's more that I want to do with the familiar than just a basic one, so we might hold off on it anyways.
Okay. Well, the tutor, seeing that you're into the idea of having a familiar, kind of goes through, the basic concepts of it. What you need to do to maintain a familiar, which really isn't a lot. What you need to get the familiar, having and keeping a familiar, etc., etc. So yeah, you go through the various learned expressions of familiar. And so you can, I suppose, talk to me later about that special thing you want to do.
I send a message now, but yes.
Oh. Just now. Ah, you did indeed. Okay, that's going to take some additional spell components, probably. We'll talk it more through. Later.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And so an hour passes for everyone. Sidier and Zaire, your arms are probably tired, and you're probably, it's been an hour, and you've basically been focusing on casting a spell for an hour. Yeah, it's kind of difficult, but seems as though Professor Rosthorpe has been able to maintain his concentration. To him, this feels, nothing, even though it's probably a bit of a strain for you two, but nonetheless, you're able to make it through fairly decently. And with his instruction, you're able to properly restore the limb that you found that at some point Rosthorpe actually had to provide an arm for, which he had laying around. But nonetheless, he was able to get you a paw to reattach to the individual. And he did state that in the future, unless you have one just laying around, you're going to need to get the severed limb to be able to do this.
Wally does have a spare paw around?
Don't ask questions, Missy.
Very well then.
he just gives you a serious glare for half a second, but then just goes back to his somewhat jovial self. And then he moves over and checks on the scroll, and then picks it up and starts to scroll it back up, and then offers it to City Air.
She will happily accept it.
Right, you get one scroll of regenerate.
Not regeneration, regenerate.
Regenerate. It is the spell regenerate.
Thank you.
I don't actually know if that's an item. Let me check.
No, let's edit it manually.
I mean, if it is, might as well. Hold on. Roll of roll of Yeah, no, that's a thing. Okay, cool. Let's drop it into your inventory. Oh, why are my character cards so large? Here you go. Scroll of regenerate. And let me identify that for you. Here you go.
Thank you kindly.
Not a problem. And that scroll.
How much do I owe you for the door, by the way?
He glances back to the door, then shrugs. If you could find a carpenter and hunt down the price for it, that'd be nice. I assume it's not going to be more than a couple gold, though.
Can I just give him 20 gold?
You can,
Okay.
which he will gladly accept.
Problem solved.
Right, that works, okay. Most generous of you. Anywho, you can take this individual and,
I already took the gold out.
sounds good. I, on the other hand, need to look into that weapon. Oh, speaking of which, your friend was asking about this one here. He points to the load bowl on the wall.
Yeah.
Right, well, I don't know exactly where he lives. Generally, I see him at the institution. But if he looks around for a little individual, strange-looking individual, it's got 4 ears and all the sort. 4 big old ears coming out the sides of its head.
Oh.
It's one of those little fellas made this thing. His name was Reshak? Bednigo? Something. You should find him in more of the industrial side of town, or near the institution itself. Just be sure to remind him. Anywho, you're all welcome to leave once again. I'm going to have to ask a guard to stand by the door. Well, go on. Out with you. I've got many things to be doing.
Out. Yeah. Bye.
Have a good one. Try not to die and lose your limbs again. Looking at you.
Makes sense.
Alright, the three of you leave. Rishforn and Craig are probably somewhere nearby. I'd say like in an alleyway or something. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. So Rishforn and Craig, you would notice the three of them coming out after about an hour. Bram and Element are not remotely there right now. Kai has been pacing about the fairly empty city streets.
I think Kai would have gone with went.
Yeah, that's like literally right down here.
Ah.
Since I said they probably would be practicing in the alleyway, if anything, if they stayed nearby.
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay. So you see the three of them walk out. The prisoner now has a newly formed paw that they are like, testing the fingers on, giving a few grabbing motions.
It's a good paw.
Feeling over.
It's like a different color than its normal one.
Oh yeah, no, it's a gray paw, but like their fur color is normally like more brown. So like they're feeling over the seam where the fur changes, and just they seem a bit off put by it.
All right. Until we figure out what's going on with the two of us, you're sticking with us.
They move to undo their gag.
Hostage.
Friend.
Rishforn will not stop him.
Do you have any water? My mouth is so dry.
I'll offer for water.
Craig offers water.
Do you have water?
I have rations, and I think I have a water pouch.
Yeah, we everybody starts with the water skin at least.
I'm pretty sure you have 5, but yeah, he does have water.
Comes with adventures pack, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of these packs that you get as starting gear have water skins.
I got 2 water skins.
Yes, but you had the choice of also taking money instead and buying what you wanted.
I don't think anyone took that.
I don't think so either, but
No, I'm pretty sure we were told not to do that.
Yeah.
I think I asked about that.
I think I allowed someone to do it. I don't remember who.
It's
but
a
anyway.
complicated process, and you always wind up forgetting something, so you are strongly recommended not to.
Strongly recommended, but not required. Again, I think someone didn't do that, but I think that someone still was smart enough to get everything they needed, so... Whatever. Anywho, you give him some water, he gratefully drinks from it and empties the whole thing out. Giving a light, sort of a little gasp after the fact. Glancing between the three of you before just starting to walk back in the direction that they knew was the airship.
Can I have my
I said you're
skin back?
sticking with us. Where are you going?
Craig chases after
Back
them, trying
to
to get
the
his
ship.
water skin back.
No, you stick with us.
Is it not your ship?
It is, but I'm not letting you out of my sight.
Blinks at you a few times.
I still don't know if I can trust you yet. I mean, you did attack my ship.
Well, I know I can't trust you. You still haven't killed me yet.
Yeah.
He turns and he starts to walk off again.
Church,
Craig!
meet your Texas.
Craig,
And then,
have Kai sick him. Don't eat him, just hug. Yeah.
Craig tells Kai to hug gently.
as Kai begins to trot after them, as Kai is not the most stealthy creature. He begins to take a notice and begins to fly off over the building tops.
And this is why I didn't want to give him magic. I swear if he's not on that ship, I am putting a bounty on his head. Alive,
Oh,
of
Greg,
course.
he would have tossed back your water skin at some point, though. You don't need to remember. You do get it back.
Crag looks happy. He has his water skin back.
Craig is a happy boy.
Crag has simple needs.
Stop moving the banners. God dang it, you. Okay. Stop. So the storm mage is no longer with you, but claims to have gone back to the ship. What do the rest of you do? Zyre, Risfor, and Sidier, and Krag.
Crag's gonna look for somewhere to fill his water skin back.
You would know of some public fountains that you saw near the castle.
He waddles off and does that, and Kai follows him.
Well, Craig seems to be wandering off aimlessly. What are the rest of you doing? That is not the direction of the castle.
Risforn Risforn is going to go schedule an appointment with the council for registering the Ministry of Magic.
Alright, as you get there, you actually find that the council is currently in session. And that they are actually able to, it's a public thing, so like people are allowed to basically just walk in, and you're able to walk in and make a query, though they seem to be in the middle of some other discussion right now.
Then he will go in. All right. Risforn will go in and patiently wait for an opportunity to present.
Is there any local churches?
Yeah, there are
specifically a Bahamut?
quite a few within the city. Yeah, there's with enough looking around and asking, you could probably find one easily enough.
I'm gonna look for one.
In fact, I'm pretty sure, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure there's even like a quote unquote combined chapel somewhere that kind of various altars for all the gods in it, but like, that tends to have some issues.
I like to pray to my god or deity.
Like, we can come here religiously as long as you're peaceful. No, stop hitting each other.
I'm gonna go prayer to my deity.
Right, okay. You are allowed to do so. You feel filled with determination.
Okay.
Risforn and Sidier, you walk in, and it seems as though they are discussing the potential of a tax law on the specifically magically gifted.
Interesting.
And they're going over the various notions of debate, stating, why someone maybe should have taxes placed on them for magical practices, such as, if some things are easier, they could be dangerous, etc., etc. And other people are like, well, anyone could learn magic, etc., etc. It's medieval politics in action. It's not exactly exciting stuff, but the very notion of it is, at least a little bit, ear catching. Eventually, that sort of, comes to a point where they state that they'll continue deliberation on it later. So the sort of main person, the juror, and the fact is stating, and now moving on to the next item, etc., etc. Like it seems as though they have this sort of a center person, not quite on the stand with the council, but like there's this guy, sort of at a podium in front of where the public can sit and view. Who is basically calling the next orders of business and whatnot.
Ristforn will move quietly over to him and try to get his attention.
He goes, next order of business, system of law regarding pardons. And they begin their discussion, and then as you get up to him, he glances down at you, shifts his... He's also wearing some spectacles. He seems to be a much older goat of sorts. He's got long white hair and a bit of a long goatee. Just looks down at you. Yes?
Yes, I have a item to add.
Right, what is it?
The formation and expansion of a Ministry of Magic.
Right, I'll allow you to propose such a thing to the council next. I'll add it to the docket. And he takes a quill and seems to write something down on the scroll of paper that is in front of him. And as they go through their deliberation and get to a point where they seem they've gotten to, some points have been made, and they're going to let themselves some time to think it over before making any sort of official ruling on it. He calls up the next piece on the board. A Ministry of Magic proposed by... Name?
Ristforn.
Full name, please. For the legal record.
Ristforn.
No last name?
I have no family.
Right then. By Ristforn the Only. Then he moves to the side and gestures you to take the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I propose...
On the council, you will see a turtle. There are a few cat people. You see one hog up there as well. There's at least one dragonborn. And a rather large, fairly muscular-looking dog. He looks like he would be one of the guards, but he's clearly not dressed as it.
We found the original!
I would propose that you allow my Ministry of Magic to expand its operations here into Elra. In this day and age, with threats across the world, whether it be pirates or the darkness or more, it is important that we have a unified body to investigate across the land. We seek your aid, specifically with authorization to take appropriate actions against such threats.
What exactly does your Ministry of Magic seek to accomplish? For more clarity.
It will consist of adventurers, both those magically inclined and those more physically adept, seeking to right the various wrongs that happen in the world, Like I mentioned before, the darkness is one of our primary targets that we will be going after and dealing with. It may not be threatening here yet, but, you know, it still needs to be taken care of.
If you're claiming to be administration of magic, why are you allowing non-magic users into your administration?
We deal with mostly magical problems. Hence, we are a Ministry of Magic. But we do recognize the need for those that are able to wield swords and bows, as they have their uses in the field, not just mages.
Right, and then the dog speaks up and he goes, "What qualifications do you have for this Ministry of Magic?"
I have already established one. I realize you are not friendly with them, but we are seeking to be an independent body, but we have a branch established in Fortitude already. And we are expanding it slowly. We wish to move to Elra now, and also establish another branch here to send out quests and assist the local populace with various problems that may face them.
The question was not of your current establishments, but of your current listed achievements and qualifications for this ministry to be approved by our board.
We have already begun
some form of...
I have already begun, my group and I have already begun to investigate and seek to stop the darkness. I am employing those that are more qualified in the abilities that I may lack in. However, I have extensive history of leading crews on ships as well as groups and simply dealing with these problems.
Right, but this isn't the Ministry of Boatsmen, this is the Ministry of Magic. What... You still haven't answered the question. What qualifications, what achievements, what have you done that makes this Ministry of Magic of importance? What has your ministry accomplished?
The ministry
You already have an establishment in Fortitude, so clearly you've done something, yes?
Yes, we recovered the King of Fortitude's crown. Began to put we fought against the... I don't remember the guy's name.
Midnight or Twilight?
One of them. Whichever one we actually fought with.
Twilight.
We drove off Twilight, the criminal. We were unable to successfully capture them, but, you know, that is an ongoing project. We did also manage to bring down the ship of Captain Ward when they attacked us.
We also took care of Astbar's manor.
Yes. I was trying to remember the manor.
One of the individuals moves to start whispering to the others, and they all start, like, gently deliberating, like, gently among themselves, but they're still looking at you and listening. They're just speaking low enough that you can't really hear them, but you can see that they're talking.
I will, of course, also mention the manor that we investigated and dissipated the haunting.
Is that all?
Also, the eclipse thing. That's a big magical thing that we had a hand in.
One of our members was chosen by Bahamut in order to remove the eclipse of the darkness.
You make claim for destroying the eclipse. That happened nearly a month ago.
Make claim because we did it.
Right. Do you have any evidence to support these claims?
Well, we have our party member who received a blessed shield from the experience.
Right, we'll have a...
shield was cursed and it's no longer cursed.
They don't need to know that.
Right.
And you're not there.
Yeah, you're not.
I was just telling you in case you forgot.
We will have a pastor of Bahamut then come in to verify this shield. And evidence of your other claims?
Well, you can go ask Captain Ward himself about the about what happened to his ship.
Captain Ward will be brought forth to testify.
As for the crown being brought back, the King of Fortitude gave us his airship.
The airship itself does seem to be a bit of a crowning achievement, regardless of whether or not it was obtained via the means you state or otherwise, so we will go ahead and take that as proof enough.
They're saying they will have you find if the airship was stolen, huh?
Yeah, they don't like Fortitude. Like, although some people are miffed that Gunford continuously pardons Captain Ward, a lot of people are like, yeah, stick it to the man Ward. Like, there are mixed feelings within the city about that one.
They're happy he's doing it, but they don't want to seem like they're happy he's doing it.
Some people are happy, some people are like, no, he's a criminal, this is legally wrong. Some people are lawful good, some people are chaotic good. Or neutral good. But you got those lawful good types in there that are like, this isn't how you do it.
Well, the airship was legally obtained. However, we have since decided to keep it.
Well, then a note of ownership for the vessel will provide further
That'll be
verification,
appreciated.
though it is not necessary.
Wait, are they providing the note, or...?
No, they're asking you to provide proof of ownership. For further verification, though they say it's not necessary. They're just basically saying, okay, if you legally own it, just provide a note of ownership.
It was provided for use. We have just simply decided to keep it.
So you're stealing it from Fortitude.
I prefer the term utilizing it in a better purpose.
Right. Whatever term you may prefer to use does not change what it is. Nonetheless, we don't care.
Then yes.
And then just like the rest of the council just softly nods to themselves. Seems they're all on board with that one.
I like this council.
It is the People's Council. Of course, there is that one dog that, you know, looks like a guard, but you don't think is a guard because he's sitting on the council, right? Like, maybe he's intelligent? Question mark. It's really weird.
He's a politician. That inherently implies that he's even more stupid than the average person.
Maybe, maybe not.
The toad person we just intimidated, that wasn't really a achievement that we would want to brag about.
Yeah. You did do some other stuff though that you haven't mentioned yet, but you know, I'm leaving this up to your memory.
But there's a difference between my memory and what my character would remember. My character's been living this stuff and would remember things to be brought up, whereas I myself, we play once a week over how long have we been going now?
And we had that like month-long hiatus.
Exactly. You can't hold my actual memory to this.
But what if I really want to see how much of
Then
a
that's just unfair.
That's just unfair.
Unfair.
It's unfair that I want you to remember the adventures we've had and all the fun times and great things that you've done to remind you of your greats.
Yeah.
I remember enough that I am happy with what we've done.
Then that should be enough that you should be happy for testimony.
No, it's not, because I want to make sure this happens, so remind me, damn it!
Well, let's see. From the very start, you activated an ancient... you fought your way through the darkness in the midst of its territories. You found an ancient tower with a individual automaton named Harkness, and you were able to find various ancient things. By the way, your original mercenary contractors are still there. Like, you came here as mercenary contractors. You came here with your main contractor, Marcus Brenter. And
now we actually have a way to get back to him.
Yeah. It's gonna be you're gonna get there and he's gonna be like, it's been months.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, there was no expectation that we'd be returning anytime soon.
This is true. But you found that you used a teleportation stone. You saved Ventonland from an eclipse of darkness. You've befriended Moriarty McCann, the Bard. Let me tell you, the Bard. You know, the name that everyone knows. After that, you did the Manor Vestabar. You then fought the Shankhill Butchers, and seem to have taken care of them as well. Much to the relief of the people of Ventonland, you then decided to head to the main city of Elra, where you helped the thief Delphine escape the gallows, flee to safety in Elra, steal the crown, then steal the crown back.
Some of these things I'm not sure we should be mentioning to other people.
With this particular group, I will mention all of those. But they also are demanding proof, so
they're asking for proof.
Which
we
is
do have Delphine with us, though.
You do have Delphine. Delphine can be brought to testify.
Well, I will offer her testimony up.
Then the testimony of Delphine, the thief, will be taken into consideration when she's available. And you know, it's being treated like it looks like it's gonna take some time, but like once they get these testimonies in and whatnot, they'll be able to deliberate and make a decision. But from the sound of it, it's going to take time. It is a bit of a bureaucracy, it looks like, with this council.
Well, you know, we're going to get the testimonies together. We're going to get this going and establish a fantastic Ministry of Magic, provided you don't decide to ruin my hopes and dreams even more. So,
I mean, when you put it like that, you just tempt me so hard.
I will also remind you I'm your boss.
I know, and being able to crush your hopes and dreams, like, I'm never going to be able to do that with my real work boss.
I treat you better.
This is debatable. No, you treat me fairly well. You show up, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
If you can't say that about your work boss, you have some issues at work.
No, I'm not gonna I'm not trying to talk down. It's just like my actual work boss is actually a pretty great guy. So like I'm trying to figure out how you can one up.
I pay you a little bit to play Dungeons and Dragons.
That's true. You pay me to have fun, which the other boss does not do. But that's because of company policy, and it's really not his choice. But you know what? We'll give you that. Anywho, it is 10 o'clock.
Oh, I can go I can go later if we want.
Oh, we can go later. Do you fellas want to go later?
I'm not sure I'll be able to go too much later.
I don't work for another 4-ish hours.
Yeah, I haven't really slept much, and I have to go, and I have to leave for work in 3-ish hours.
You should
for
leave.
A 12-hour day.
You should leave now. You do not. You should have left 2 hours ago at least. Like
I
you
napped
are
a little bit before the game.
You are sabotaging yourself right now, is what you're doing.
I do this every week.
12 hours.
Yes.
You're
if you include drive time.
Okay, if you're including drive time, that's it.
But it is a straight 10. It's about an hour there, an hour. And it's a 10-hour workday.
You have an hour commute?
Yes.
You get a different job closer to you, man. What are you doing?
I live in the middle of nowhere. This
move.
Is close.
You need to move.
I need my job to do that. I need the money from the job to do that. I'm working on that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, my stepdad works at a place where he drives an hour every day for a commute. Then another hour back.
I can't imagine that. I have a 15-minute. I have like a not even 15-minute commute, and I feel like that's too much.
I got a 20-minute commute.
At least I have a 10-hour work day, and I usually only work 4 days a week. So.
Anyway. I don't care for my commute, but listening to an audiobook helps.
I'm sure it does, but like for me, it's like 2 or 3 songs and I'm there. Like I'm not gonna even get through chapter 1. I'm gonna get through half a chapter at a time.
Just work from home.
Well, I would, but I would require the systems that they have there, and I don't know if they would be privy to go ahead and install that to my home computer. Then I would need them to scan me all the paperwork that would need to be filled out and signed, copied, and done in triplicate. Anywho, so Graham will not be able to continue. What about the rest of you? Crag, Sidier, Risthorn, Zyre, Elman,
Yes.
Magnus Nair.
I think I should head to bed myself, too.
Okay, so that's -2. That still leaves us with Zyre, Crag, Risthorn, and Sidier.
I can stay, but I do have early class. But yeah, I can stay.
Crag and Zyre?
We can stay.
Okay. If you guys really want to continue, the 4 of you, we could probably continue without Element and Graham since they did go off on their own to, sleep at a tavern.
I mean, I went off on my own too.
Where did you go?
I went to the church.
Oh yeah, you went.
And I went to get my water, but I'm having Kai track down Risthorn right now so I can get back.
I'm gonna need a survival roll from Kai.
Actually, it's only 11. I can definitely stay. As long as I get 4 hours of sleep, I'm good.
Kai gets hopelessly lost.
Craig looks confuzzled after a bit and then tries to track him down.
Kai leads you to the docks where it smells like fish. But you don't see Riftborn there at all. You make your way back to where you knew Riftborn was, and then start to try and like track him back from there.
While I'm at the church, can I create some more extra holy water?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they would probably just have some, available.
I can probably bless it myself anyways.
Yeah, you probably. The holy water wasn't consumed, by the way.
I'm aware. Just want to have more extra.
Okay. But everybody say goodbye to Cram. And Element, if you want to leave now, again, feel free to do so.
All right, it was fun, guys. Thank you. Thanks for the game today.
All right. Thank you.
Good night, man.
To be caught up to any important plot stuffs.
I'm going to. No important plot stuff should happen.
You can go watch the recording.
That too.
Don't
that
have.
too.
I'm not gonna have time for that.
Just watch like the last half
How long did you
hour.
say your commute is?
An hour, and by the time I get home, I usually have about 3
Okay.
hours before I normally have to go to bed. And
Listen to it while you're
most-
driving.
Yeah, you don't even need visual. You can literally just listen to it. The last half hour, you should be able to listen to it for your entire drive. Like, this is basically a podcast with images.
Alright, take care, everyone. Good night.
All right, shall we continue then?
Yes,
Let's gather
we
together
shall.
all the evidence. The testimony people, etc., etc.
Objection.
Overruled. Anywho, you would be able to go about doing that. I was gonna actually just have that kind of happen in your off time, because it's literally just gonna take time and be boring and meh. They would you would basically. Be
I
able
am
to, like, you know-
A-okay with it not actually happening on stream, you know? You were the one that was insisting on all this.
I mean, I wasn't insisting on it. The council was.
You are the council!
Can we not just present a Chewbacca case?
I am the set. No, you can't present a Chewbacca case because a Chewbacca case is usually used for defense and not, a provision of evidence. I know what a Chewbacca case is. Which
I was
I-
referring to the South Park one.
Yes. I was likewise referring to that. I know what it is. I have watched Legal Eagle a lot.
Hey, I watched that too.
It's very interesting to watch, and it's made me privy on a bit of a lot of stuff. Not all of it, of course, but like you pick up on something. It is fun. Legal Eagle, look it up on YouTube. We're not getting paid to endorse them though.
Look it up after stream.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, if you really want to go about finding Captain Ward wherever he is, getting Delphine, getting whatever other evidence you would attempt to get, you're
Yeah,
allowed
let's
to
just
do
say
so.
I do so.
Okay.
I gather it all. present it, get approval, get a building.
Well,
and
once they have your
start working.
confirmation, they say it will be left to deliberation. So
Okay,
even with
get approval, get a building.
All right. As you wait for approval, it will take about a week.
And then denied.
Then I'll go get started on the retrofitting of the airship.
Retrofitting?
Well, yeah, you
painting it rainbow.
You didn't think I was going to keep it as it was.
I suppose so.
We need big cannons on it.
Exactly. We're gonna fit
so
this thing for war.
Are you going with just Zyre?
Well, I am sure that at some point Crag would have found us, or we find Crag.
Yeah, Crag does kind of trace you back to the council building.
We did also get City Air for the evidence, for the testimony on that.
Yeah, he needed you for the shield, so you would have been grabbed by Risk4 and been like, hey, we need your shield.
Oh,
and
okay.
Been observed by a priest of Bahamut.
We will also go and seek out Mr. Rorschach.
Mr. Rorschach.
Because the way Risforn sees it, he already made one weapon. Why not make more?
You weren't told about Rorschach, though.
Okay, did anybody relay it to me?
Not yet. I was waiting for them to remember.
Zyre will relay that.
Remember.
Zyre will relay that information.
There we go. I was like, wow, it would really suck if no one told Risford about the Von post.
Zyre is loyal to Risforn until a tree is in.
well, Risforn covered for his whole chopping off the hand thing.
This is true.
Risford has earned Zyre's loyalty, damn it.
Yes.
He literally got backhanded for that.
Until you chop down a tree.
Until you chop down a tree.
Well,
the moment
has
you
no
hurt
plans
nature,
to do so.
It is gloves off. All right. So, both for retrofitting the airship and for finding the individual known as Rorschach or Abednego, one of the two. He doesn't really remember the actual proper name. But he did give you the description. And you later do find, a rather white, fluffy individual whose fur is very interesting. It's like feathers, you think? But this doesn't look like a bird. But they're floofy. And not only that, they seem to have various fur patterns that, mimic lines, which, when you think about it, there aren't very many things that have fur patterns that mimic lines. Not stripes, lines. Like, they don't fade out. In fact, if I remember correctly, I'm just double check that. Yeah, no, it's got like lines and curves and various, it's almost like a trim. It's very nice looking. But you do happen upon them as they seem to be walking about with a large sort of box full of little gadgets and gizmos, as far as you can tell. Little bits of metal and things that are meant to do something or another. You can't really tell off of an initial glance. Potentially parts. They're very small, though. Even smaller than most of the group, I think.
Okay, what are you?
The creature glances up to you and gives a sort of questioning chirp as it cocks its head, and two of its ears flip up while the other two flip down in a sort of cocking of its head. You notice when it chirps, it has sharp little teeth. This is a very confusing creature. You've definitely never seen one of these back in the Faerun.
I mean, we're still in Faerun.
Well, technically. The main continent of the Faerun.
Probably the Sword Coast area where we started.
What?
We would have presumably started around the Baldur's Gate or so, somewhere around there. That area.
If I recall correctly, I actually had the exact area you had started as. Let me find the map here. It's been a while since I've looked at one of these maps.
Either way, Risforn traveled up and down the Sword Coast region quite a bit.
Oh yeah, you definitely wouldn't have seen them in the Sword Coast either, of course.
Was it Om?
What?
Some DM you are. You don't even know where we're from.
To be honest, I don't even know where I'm from anymore.
No, I know. Well, not where you're from. I know where you started. I don't know where you're from necessarily. Like, where you're from is up to you, but like, I know the location at which you started the campaign.
Oh, I remember that too.
Yeah, so did we start in the Om region or the Sword Coast region or?
I'm trying to find like a proper map.
Anyways, moving on.
Started in West Faerun, so I need an image of the West Faerun.
The West Faerun would be the Sword Coast and Om.
Is Alm at the south of it?
Yes.
Okay, then it would have been I think it was
Sword Coast is the northern part. The Om is the southern part. There's some extra to the deep south, but that's
it was that
different
southern
area.
coast. So
but moving on.
Yes. Sorry. I get caught up in little details like that because I require perfection.
You require perfection and yet you don't provide it.
Exactly. It's called having high standards.
What are you? I have never seen something like you before.
He blinks a few times. You're not from around here, are you?
No, we come from, I come from the Sword Coast.
Where's that?
Far to the east. Over the ocean.
So we're on the east coast. Oh! I didn't know there was anything over the ocean. I'm what they call a volley.
All right, volley, thank you.
Avalonian, if you want to get really special with it.
You're a what?
Avalonian.
You're in Valonian?
Avalonian. It's like a volley, but
yes, I'm
just fancier saying.
You said that you're a volley, and so
yes, a volley, or Avalonian if you want to be fancy.
Yeah, you are a volley.
But yes, and a volley is the correct pronunciation, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You are a volley.
Or an Avalonian.
Either way,
Both named.
I heard that you
both
make
named
interesting weapons.
Well, I make a lot of things that are interesting. Some of them are weapons, some of them aren't.
Well, we are forming a Ministry of Magic to operate between all of the world, all of this continent. And I think we could really make use of your skills.
He gives a little cheer. I'm more of a tinkerer than a magician.
It's for more than just magicians. We primarily deal with magical situations. However, that does not mean that we can't make use of more mundane technologies to, resolve them. Like
Crag
this,
would like a gun.
what was it, load bow?
Oh, well, that is very magical, actually. It's definitely something special that was an idea that I had that the mage in town is using. Well, the Archmage, I believe.
Yes, we saw it at Professor Rosthorpe.
Yes, him.
And he sent he gave us your information. I'm actually looking to retrofit our airship, and I think your expertise would be quite valuable. As well as in the ministry. Your various machinations could really serve the greater good.
Well, I suppose I could make another one for you if you wouldn't mind telling me how it works. It's not quite done yet. It's supposed to be a crossbow, but firing like a ballista.
That definitely sounds
like a little
very
handheld
interesting.
ballista.
Craig
Yes.
here is our, he uses bows already, but I was thinking he could make use of your, load bow.
Crag waves. I like firing on range.
Okay, well, it might take you some practice. It's not quite the same, but it is similar. I know that Rosford has one that, like I said, he's testing with it, but I can try and get you a new one made. Since I already have the schematics and all that, it should just take me time and enough money to get the materials together, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. And depending on how it works and how well it performs, I would absolutely be interested in hiring you for work in the ministry as well as on our ship.
Okay. Well, little bit of disclosure. If I'm making another one of these, they are a little expensive. They need special metal.
How expensive are we talking?
Well, each of the projectiles it makes is at least 1 gold. And the item itself is probably closer to 100.
Risforn will, close to what?
A platinum. Platinum is gold, right?
No, 1 platinum is 10 gold.
Oh, so 10 plat.
Wristform will pull out 30 platinum and hand it to the volley.
He looks down in surprise. So that's 1 bow with 20 bolts?
Yes, you can keep the change.
He nods eagerly. Well, there shouldn't be any change from this, but it's definitely enough that I can at least make one and still make a bit of a profit. Well,
and here's some more for you to sweeten the deal for you to come join us. I'm gonna pull out another 10 platinum. That's just for you.
He does a little thing where he just starts stepping with both of his feet, like a little almost dance, as he eagerly takes it. He goes, right, I'll get right on it right away. And then he just scurries off with his box as he dumps the coinage into it. And I believe he said that would also take a week. So in a week, you will get the Ministry of Magic as well as a load bow. Or you could, of course, inquire to Professor Ross for his, but, who knows how that
No,
will
we'll
go.
let him keep it. He's already coming with us anyway, so he'll need a weapon.
Okay.
And then I will also, why don't you come with us to our airship? We would like to get it retrofitted for war. So that way, if we get attacked again, we actually have defenses.
Vivalli, who is starting to scurry off, stops and glances back, and then blinks at you a few times. Oh, I'm not an engineer. I'm just a tinkerer.
No, but your expertise on all of that, combined with an actual engineer, would be very appreciated. Like I said,
Okay,
your
but
skills are something that we would value greatly.
But I won't be able to get right to work on the bow thing.
It'll just be a couple of hours.
He nods a few times and then begins scurrying after you, carrying the box.
No, he's not going to close the shop. He's going to come join us. Well, actually, he will close this shop to come with us.
He doesn't have a shop.
Oh, he doesn't have a shop?
There was no shop involved at any point. No, he doesn't have any shop involved.
Perfect.
You just found him on the street carrying his tinkering items. I don't know why you thought there was a shop involved.
Even better. Means he's got no attachments.
We should ask Jaffer if he can provide us art to use.
Probably. But anyways, moving on.
East.
We do need to go find a good engineer. Risforn will ask the volley if he's got any suggestions.
The volley gives it a few nods and eagerly just starts running off, quickly towards where they do. It seems he's going towards the docks since there are some normal shipyards there, and a normal shipyard, air shipyard. What's the difference, really? But while this is all going down, Zyre, Sidir, Craig, what are you three doing? Kind of hanging out. Want to give you guys something to do as well.
I don't really know what to do.
You could murder.
Sure.
Who do you murder?
An inanimate object.
You cannot murder something that's already dead.
Revivify contradicts that statement.
No?
I can bring something back from the dead and then kill it again.
I mean, this is true, but at that point, the thing would be alive again, and therefore not dead, and so you'd be killing something that is alive and in fact not dead.
What about undead?
Well, undead, as the name implies, are undead.
Okay.
They are a form of living, even though it's definitely not a life anyone would want to live. There is some semblance of life there.
Where am I actually right now? Am I Whisperspawn shopping or?
As far as I know, you, Zyre, and Crag, you're all with the Wristborn. As far as I know, unless you want to go do something else on your own, to have us do something else other than following Wristborn around and doing the administrative work of this.
Administration.
What?
Yes.
Otters, that would be at least a moderate influence, and you'd also have to specify who.
This is true.
I'm gonna go drink at a tavern and get and arm wrestle people again.
He's going to close and rich. So he can walk away. How do you know he can even do anything? Could be shape suspicion, murder, or hobo. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at chat. I like this otter holds hands. I like the cut of your jib.
He is the cause of everything that goes wrong in my RimWorld streams.
You keep it up. I like your style. As a bard, I specifically appreciate you, Otter's Hold. I give you a fish, sir. He gives me a fish! What a wonderful individual.
Classic. Classy.
You have gained my immediate trust.
Oh, wow. Can I have your trust?
What? No.
Oh, okay.
I've seen what you do.
What have I done?
I know you.
What have I done?
Well, for one thing, you kind of just vanished for a while. For another thing, you seem to be down with some of the stuff the party has done, which makes me question your morality.
I have morality?
For another thing, you have completely vanquished my Eclipse Darkness invasion to take over the world, and I don't appreciate it.
It was, wait, when did this happen?
At the start of the campaign.
Oh, I don't remember it.
Of course you don't remember it. Of course.
I don't know what you're
they
talking
all
about.
say.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wish to do some wagers with my arm wrestling skills.
Oh no, City Ears off going arm wrestling again.
Even before I break someone's arm again.
Zyre, what are you doing? Specifically you, Zyre. Specifically.
I want to go and buy legume seeds and sumac leaves.
What?
They're spell components.
Okay, I will allow this. I don't know what they are, but you are allowed to do so.
Just for the record, you should have a spell focus. You normally start with one, and that replaces any spell components that require a specific or that do not require a specific material cost.
Oh.
Yeah, if it doesn't require a material cost, normally you don't need it. So unless it says whatever in Puman seeds.
Yeah, if it says the Find Familiar spell, it specifically states that it requires
charcoal
10,
50 gold.
10 gold pieces, 10 worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by fire in a brass brazier.
Yeah.
If it says then you have to actually go buy those. Otherwise, your spell focus replaces it.
Okay, so I don't need to buy those then.
Moriarty just sings. We've got another influence.
Again, I've already rejected yours, Otters. And Suros, you have to specify who they are.
Yeah, you need to.
You
specify
can't just say
who's left.
them.
I would like to make suggestions, but I don't want to play favorites. But like, maybe Zyre. Maybe Zyre deserves it. Maybe Zyre got off scot-free and deserves to get slapped with a fish. I don't know. I'm just, I'm not trying to, Shut up. You don't know me. So, are you doing anything else, Zyre? Besides getting slapped with a fish? I mean, what?
I'm probably just I'm gonna help Risk4 now with the airship.
How do you help Risk4 out of curiosity, out of deep curiosity? When you say help, what exactly are you doing?
Whatever he needs me to do. I don't know what he wants to do yet.
Risk4, give Zyre a task. Zyre seems ready to help. She wants to do something.
Give me money to pay for all this.
Okay, I can do that.
How much money do you give him?
I have
I'll
no
give him
idea
100
how much I need.
I'll give him 100 platinum.
That contribution is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, that's 100 lightning, right? 100 platinum right there.
I removed it from my inventory.
Okay. Just double check. In fact, that's right. Okay.
I'm sure my ability to fly will also come in handy with fixing up the ship. So I don't need to just climb everything.
Are there seagulls? What question is that? Are there seagulls? There's always seagulls. I live in the middle of inland Wisconsin, and there's seagulls. They're never not seagulls. You cannot escape seagulls.
Gull means seabird. Seagull.
Seagulls.
No, it's seabird.
CC.
Seabird. It's the bird of the sea. It's moon. Moon.
Seagull bird.
Seagulls are moon. Anywho, let me actually look up some stats for ships to figure out what you need to retrofit a ship. Because I was not expecting things to go in this direction. Let's see.
You should expect everything from this party.
Fire wants to upgrade the ship so that it can just blow up other ships easier.
So you want to make it a giant powder keg to...
No, it's not going to be a powder keg. The reason why we're bringing the volley with us is so he can make magic weapons instead of relying on gunpowder.
No, this weapon actually isn't magic. It's still mechanical.
The load bow?
Yeah, apparently. After reading through it, use the prototype, load bow, ammunition range, heavy two-handed. can load the bow scope. Does that work? There's a picture. This is how it looks. It's magnetically powered.
But it still does not require gunpowder. That's the point.
It does not require gunpowder, though. No.
And also, in this day and age, that's basically magic.
I mean, yeah. You can believe it's magic. I'm just saying, for the record, it is not magic.
It's magic.
Like, Graham's gonna look at this thing and he's not gonna see magic.
It's magic.
You can insist all you want. It's not magic.
Anyways, do we find an engineer and get things going?
I'm still looking up.
Also, Influence says it is magic.
Oh my god. It just threw Influence at me that says it is magic.
It is magic.
Large family of abnormally large seagulls start. What? I mean, I'm okay with this.
Wow. We really like to see.
Zim, are you? I'm denying that it is magic one. You can refund that one, but
too late. I already marked it as complete, and I cannot refund him the points. So it is magic.
Wow, you didn't even ask me.
Well, of course not. He's agreeing with me.
Yeah. Well, what happened to our system of it needs both of our approval?
I superseded it.
I don't know if I can continue with this relationship anymore.
That's okay. It won't be the first breakup this week.
It's a big oof. Stop betraying my trust, Sim. But I'm approving of the abnormally large seagulls.
Alright, I marked that one as complete. So, it is magic, and there's a large family of seagulls.
I'm gonna have to figure out how magnets are magic. I'll talk with Schaefer about it. Anywho, I'm still looking up. Back to looking up stuff to figure out.
Retrofit. We need big cannons.
The thing about retrofitting the ship is it's gonna completely change its layout.
Hey, the load bow has +3 magic.
What?
What?
The load bow data, +3 magic for damage.
Oh yeah, it does.
Wow.
I guess it always was magic.
We are going to we will need to reduce the damage of it, cause that is too much.
Oh no, the damage makes sense because no one has proficiency with it. So while it does a lot of damage, hitting with it is actually going to be harder.
Not so much.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because that just takes away a +3 from the attack. And even still, that damage is just too high for a weapon in D&D. For the rest of you, it does 3d12.
+6.
That would actually only be +3. I'm not sure where he's getting the +3 base, because that is based on the character stats. The dex stat. So if Rizforn were wielding it, it would be a +6, but Crag, what's your dex?
Hold on.
He is holding on.
My dex is +3. It's 16.
Okay, so it'd still be a +3. Or +6 total. But the fact is that the highest damaging weapon is a great axe that does 1d12.
What does the load bow do?
3d12.
Damn.
I understand that it does definitely make sense, but that doesn't mean that we can actually have it function that high in mechanic-wise.
This is also in part why I'm making it so damn expensive.
Well, even still, it should probably be more expensive considering that it is a +3 weapon. But even still, the 3d12 needs to be dropped to, I would say, at most a 1d12 or maybe 3d6. We could go with that.
I think 1d12 is more the spirit of things. I'll allow 1d12 or 2d6.
I could see it being 3d6, considering what it is. That cuts it in half from the original.
I'll allow it to be a 1d12 plus 6 or 3d6.
We'll go with 3d6 with the +3 there. That would be the best. It's still a little bit more power. Well, it's still up to 6 more powerful. But, you know, considering the ammo's expensive, hopefully we're not going to be using it too much.
And
anyways.
no proficiency for it.
Huh?
And there is not yet a proficiency for it.
Yeah.
There will need to be. I'm going to go ahead and actually start pricing these at the same price as crossbow bolts +3.
Also, part of his game-breaking influence was a manual that gives proficiency with it.
Was it?
Yes.
I was just not told to me.
Give Craig the manual.
It was.
So would he even be able to read it?
Wristform can
He's
help.
been learning.
Tinker, him, perfect candidate. If you find him, you'll find he's been working on a new magical weapon. He described the crossbow. You see it.
How much of the manual do I have to understand to get proficiency from it?
Special rules scope the wielder can act, removing all penalties. I'm also probably going to honestly remove scope.
I think the scope is okay.
I guess if
and actually, considering it takes an action to reload, I would say having it as a 4d6 would be fair.
I'm okay with keeping it 3d6.
Well, I mean,
that's still pretty powerful.
If you do 4d6, then it does the same damage overall as a greatsword or great axe. Because the 4d6, you get to do that only once every two rounds. Yeah. You shoot it, reload, then shoot it again the third round. Whereas a greatsword, you just slash twice, and that's 2d6 each round.
Well, you have to also remember this is the same as like a greatsword +3, because it's always getting that +3 damage from magic.
Yes.
So there's that.
We'll figure out the details later, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe the seagull can steal the manual. Yes, Sodders. Yes. No. Yes. Do it.
It would require an influence.
Spend your money.
And considering it is going against another player or another person's influence, it would need to be at least a major.
Can you shoot me the the full influence, by the way? Because I'm looking at what he sent me on Telegram, and it says nothing about a manual at any.
That's what he sent me.
That says literally nothing about a manual. That's the exact same text I got.
Yes, it does.
Where?
Third paragraph.
Is it Furry is willing to let you remember Furry use a prototype and be provided that oh, okay, there it is. I don't know how I missed that after reading it 3 times. Jeez. Why do you guys trust me as a DM?
I trust you fully and wholeheartedly.
Yeah, you don't even know how to read.
But why?
Because you're a bard.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Do we get the engineer?
Yeah, you get an engineer. I'm still basically because like I really don't have anything for retrofitting, so basically it's going to have to like cost you the same amount to get a new ship, basically. Especially because to upgrade this ship, like you don't actually have a lot of options. Like the options I have here are
I am okay with basically buying or building a new ship.
there's the warship, which is a bit of an upgrade. There's the sailing ship, which just a sailing ship. There's the long ship, which has more crew capacity, but is actually weaker. The keel boat, which I don't even know what that is, if I'm being completely honest. It has oars, though. There's the airship itself, which I'm just basically saying any ship can be an airship. Oh, and the galley. And I'm pretty sure the galley is the one that the stats are based off. I'm going to be honest, the galley is like... The galley is basically the best ship under the warship itself.
How much would a warship be?
So, a warship is a gargantuan vehicle. Crew capacity of 40 crew, 60 passengers. Cargo capacity 2 tons. Travel pace.
We could become a trader with that amount.
You really could be. 500 hit points, which was the same. Like the warship was what Captain Ward had. Do note.
Okay.
You could.
Except we're going to be even better. Because we're going to have these special load cannons.
That's not a thing yet.
Well, no, it's not yet, but we're going to make it. Or rather, our Rivali friend is going to make it.
I'm going to state right now, the cost of that is probably going to be equivalent to the cost required to, like, make your Ministry of Magic. Per cannon.
How much is the warship?
It doesn't give me a good budget, so I need to, like, find other things and, like, calculate a budget off of other things.
5,000 gold. Sound good?
I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
But what if it's more?
I say 5,000 gold is good. Since it doesn't give you a price, we'll go with that. I just want to move on. Stop worrying about how the details here. Let us play.
Don't subtract your cash yet. Well, I mean, you're the one going into these details.
Okay, we're gonna end this. We're gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna move to Warcraft 3, and we'll figure these things out offline and just update you guys then.
Yeah, that would be best.
And yes, Otters, you need to, for the minor and moderate influence through points, those are limited per stream. However, you can do as many as you want with Z points, or with Z coins, as you want. But Z coins, to really earn those, you gotta donate and subscribe and stuff. But we're gonna be ending this.
Wait, can we wait like a minute or two?
Why?
I'm at 10,990 Z points. At any moment, it could flip over.
Just come to the Warcraft 3 one.
No.
Yes.
No. But yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining for Tales of Miraleth Dungeons and Dragons. We will be back next week with more. Stick around, because I'm going to be right back with some Warcraft 3. So that's going to be fun. It's always fun burning down everything and destroying all the piddly elves. But yeah. Thank you so much for joining. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things down in the description below, as well as on our website. You can also find merchandise for all the characters and art on the channel available on our website as well. Consider supporting the channel by grabbing some of that or becoming a patron. Either way works. If you're a patron at certain tiers, you do also get free merch, so keep that in mind. But anyways... Huh?
I had 11K just in time.
Cool. But anyways, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu. We'll be right back.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
I have 11,000.